What's good with it, Raider Nation? What's good with it? Good morning, everybody. It's about 8:50, couple minutes behind, but we all good. We in the building. Glad to see everybody in the chat already, man. Let's get this ball rolling. Let's get the day started. It's Monday. Get the week started on a good, good day. Good day. What's cracking with everybody in the chat, though, man? I see the boy George straight in the building. Jesse, I see you, man. Raiders all day, baby. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Buddha in the building. I seen you in here a couple times, man. Glad y'all was able to make it. Hope everybody's having a good morning. Hope everybody's having a good morning. You know what I mean? Had some good games yesterday that we're able to watch. You know what I mean? Interesting matchups. Tom Brady out of it, Aaron Rodgers out of it. It's gonna be interesting to see what happens, man. Ray Love in the building. I see you, folks. George says, "Morning, Ray. Is the draft here yet?" Yeah, we got homework to do, man. We got a lot of homework to do. Got a lot of homework to do. This offseason, we got to look at these college players, see who's going to be worth that first-round draft pick that we got. And we got that time. We got time. We got time. Alex in the building. NorCal Jesse, what's good with you, man? Bro, got a new profile picture. I see you, bro. Portuguese L says, why Davis taking long to announce the hire? Soon he gets them in the better so they can evaluate this roster. 100%, man, but we'll hop into it in a little bit. Supposedly today, let me put my phone on the charger. Supposedly today, we are interviewing Dodds. I know a lot of people want to go after Dodds, the assistant GM currently for the Colts right now. I know a lot of people want to go after Ed Dodds, and we are interviewing him today. Also, I believe we're supposed to interview Gerard Mayo today as well. So that's going to be interesting right there. You know, I thought if we got Gerard Mayo as a head coach, I just wonder who the OC going to be at that point. Who's going to be the general manager? So it's going to be interesting. Dirty Raider in the building. What's good with you, man? Balboa says, yay, yee. What up, nation? Fam, bam. Salute to the fam. Salute to Raid. Yay. Oh, yeah. Ice Cube voice. Yay, yay. I hear you, folks. Tickler in the building. He said, did you see Sunday's game? We need to improve at every position, including quarterback, guys. Yeah, bro. Sunday's game was lit. You talking about Sunday night game with Mahomes and Allen? Yeah, those are two competitors right there, bro. And I don't know what to say as far as improve at every position. Yeah, man. Even if we can improve at quarterback, I don't think anybody's opposed to that. But we definitely have to have some consistency and continue to build and improve at wide receiver. You know, you look at those receivers yesterday's game, and boy, them receivers eating. It's like Gabriel Davis out of nowhere. Boom, Gabriel Davis. You know what I mean? So with the Stephon Diggs, Dominique in the building. I see you, bro. What's good with you? He says, what's up, nation? Digital Prez. What's up with you, Prez? Prez in the building. EJ, what's good with you, boy? The numbers. Ant Man, what's up with you, man? Brian Rod, B Rod. I see you, man. What is up? Ray salute. Yes, sir. The Gaffler in the building. Shout out to the Bay. I know my boy straight out of the Bay Area. Herman Munster. Silent Goldie says Tom Brady luck is apparently one of his sneaky skills. My ass off, almost won the game. Yeah, he almost won that game, bro. And I thought they were gonna win. I ain't gonna lie, I thought they were gonna win. Mike Moore says Davis was on fire. Yeah, Davis was having a hell of a game. And he just came out of nowhere, popped out of nowhere. So just the fact that he was able to get that production in a playoff game, yeah, he just made a name for himself. My camera now in focus. Whoop. Trying to get that thing in focus. Sue was in the chat. Raider 123 was good with you. So if y'all just pulling up, man, we just started the live. If y'all can, make sure to hit that like button. Make sure to raid the like button. We already got over 70 people deep. We should at least have about 50 likes. You feel me? Hit this subscribe if y'all new. And let's go ahead and start talking about this Raiders talk, man. So first thing I wanted to start off with is the Raiders have had little communication with Josh McDaniels, or in other words, little contact with Josh McDaniels, and they have not requested to interview him. How do y'all feel about Josh McDaniels as the potential head coach for the Raiders, Josh McDaniels. We're going to go down the line to a bunch of potential GM head coach candidates. We'll talk about GM candidates today. We're going to talk about players, cap space. We're going to talk about whatever you want, man. This is more of just a fan chat. We're going to talk about whatever people on the chat are talking about. And we're going to run it like that. Dirty Raider says, yo, Raid, we got to get you to pull up to the late night show one day, bro. Yeah, 100%. Let me know. Hit me on Instagram. Let me know a time and where y'all want to be posted up at, and I'll try to pull up. Y'all just got to send me the link, and if I can pull up, I'll pull up. If y'all notice, I don't really do a lot of late lives, even on my own page, and that's just because my family gets home, and usually I'm just chilling with the fam, and I just don't like to be secluded when they are home. So that's a big reason why I don't go live later in the day. But I will. I could pop up for sure, man, for a little 30-minute segment or something. See what I could do. If I find that time, just make sure y'all send the link, bro. Good morning, Ray. Yes, sir. Raider One. Just Laura says, what's up, Raid in the Nation? Yeah, Raider Nation 24. I love when people compare quarterbacks like Derek. Has anybody on the level of Diggs, Hill, Chase, et cetera, to throw to? LOL, shake my head. I hear you, bro. And just to that point, you got to understand that we are moving in the right direction. So let's not try to make this the Derek Carr conversations, because we know we can go down that rabbit hole. Untouchable Raider says, yo, Raider Tape. You remember me? I messaged you on IG. My IG is Raider GG. What did you say, bro? What's up, Raider GG? What did you say, man? Raider GG 8181. Are you 8181? Let me know. If you 8181, yeah, I know what you said, bro. And it's true. You see what Matthew Stafford doing with the Rams? Everybody that had an argument against Carr was like, "Oh, Carr's like Matthew Stafford." Well, shit. If Carr's like Matthew Stafford, then get that motherfucker a team. Get that boy a team. You feel me? What's up with it, Roy? Edgar V in the building. Big Boss Bisaccia says upgrade the whole offense. Yeah, 100%. Says no to McDaniels. Hell no. No. Patriots at all. 100% agree with you, Tickler. B-Rod says no on Josh. I agree. I don't want Josh McDaniels either. Thumbs down from Jesse. Shout out Jesse for pulling up. Mafiosa says he failed in Denver. I hear you, brother. I don't want Josh McDaniels. If he comes in, he'll trade Carr. And like NorCal Jesse says, one more reminder, y'all, rate them likes and subscribe. If y'all not, make sure to rate them likes, though. We're already over 100 deep. Make sure to hit that thumbs up and rate the like button. Hit the subscribe if y'all new as well. Yes, sir. Neek in the building. Flam89 says, Harbaugh, please. You know what I mean? Harbaugh, please. Josh McDaniels. I feel like we got the idea of Josh McDaniels. Nobody wants Josh McDaniels. Some people don't even want any Patriots. You know what I mean? And if it's a Patriot, I'm not really tripping. I don't really care what team they came from as long as they have a good track record. You know, you got to base it off the track record. And with Josh McDaniels, he does, but at the same time, he kind of doesn't. When he's by himself, he doesn't seem to do very good. When he's with Bill Belichick, he had Tom Brady. You know what I mean? He has all these things around him. Then he looked good. I'm not a big fan of Josh McDaniels myself. So, like the chat said, hell no, no whack Daniels, bro. Like Mark Davis's barber says, no whack Daniels, man. But how do y'all feel? Let's move on. You feel me? Shout out JR Raider in the building. So we run at 10 p.m. West Coast. That's about 7. I will hit you on IG. Yes, sir. Dirty. Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you reaching out. Appreciate you letting me come on. Make sure y'all just hit me on IG and send that link. Send that link on IG. But Harbaugh, though. How y'all feel about Harbaugh? Because I feel like this is I feel like this is it. We could talk about other GM candidates. We could talk about other head coaches. But I feel like it's Harbaugh. At the end of the day, there's been too much news, right? There's been too much news saying if you were offered a job, he would leave. What? So you're saying all we have to do is offer Harbaugh the job and he's going to leave Michigan? You know what I mean? That came out. I mean, even before the season was over, we were talking about Harbaugh was going to leave and he was going to come in and be the Raiders head coach. And you have to think of how everything is aligning, right? He has his guy, Pep Hamilton. Pep Hamilton could leave and be his offensive coordinator. He can leave Michigan and be the coach of the Raiders. He can get Vic Fangio, who's obviously in connection with Harbaugh, and he can link up with him. And then, of course, we're supposed to interview Ed Dodge today, assistant GM of the Indianapolis Colts. So everything lines up for Harbaugh to be our coach. And I'm not saying he's the greatest thing since fucking television was made. I'm not saying, is he the best candidate? Is Jim Harbaugh the best candidate right now for the Raiders vacancy at head coach, man? I would say so, bro. I mean, you just kind of have to say that. Tickler says, even if we had Ruggs, we couldn't have beaten KC or the Bills last night, though. Yeah, man, it would have been tough. It would have been tough. It would have been tough, but at the same time, I feel like a lot of people said that about playing Herbert and the Chargers. And it's kind of like, look, you can't really count our team out, man. You don't know what our team is capable of doing. Honestly, that's how I would say it. Daryl says we need to keep Carr and get Adams and roll out Renfro, Waller, Adams, Jacobs. That's a squad. Yeah, man, that would be a squad. But at the same time, how much is Adams going to cost? You know what I mean? Adams is going to cost a little bit. Greg says that game was fixed last night, Ray. I mean, at this point, every game is fixed, right? Desert Raider. Oh, look, he got the Harbaugh picture in there. Look at that. What's good with you, Desert? What's good, Desert? How you doing, man? Ace Boogie in the building. Bentley Gent. Carr's not that caliber quarterback. Not what caliber quarterback? What are we talking about now? Uh-oh. That boy trying to open a can of worms. Dave Maxwell says, why has David sent no head coaching offers to Harbaugh? I think it's already in cahoots, man. Like, let's be honest. I just think it's already in motion. And you're not going to send I think he's not sending it out, or it's just not being put out there yet, because he's going to interview other people. And then Harbaugh will probably be like in the middle of the pack, or like be the fourth or the fifth head coach he interviews. So it doesn't seem like he already had that planned. You know what I mean? That's just how I think of it. It's almost like when we brought in Gruden. When we brought in Gruden, it was kind of like we knew we were going to get Gruden. All the smoke was there. All the fire was there. But we still were interviewing other people before Gruden. You know, so you're not just going to interview Harbaugh first and then just hire him right afterwards. You know, so you're going to probably get them first few in. It's not like other teams are going to go to Harbaugh and convince him to not go to Las Vegas if he already made that decision. You know, there's only two choices for Harbaugh to go that I would use in an argument, and that is the Bears. The Chicago Bears could potentially get Harbaugh. But the fact that Ed Dodge reject, or whatever the word they use, whatever terminology they use to say he's not going to talk to the Chicago Bears about the GM vacancy, then it kind of tells you like, oh, man, the Raiders. It's the Raiders. And with Harbaugh, he could have potentially gone to the Bears, but like I said, Dodge already rejected that offer. Not only that, I just think the Bears has somewhat of a better setup because they have a rookie contract at the quarterback position. They have young talent in Darnell Mooney. They got Herbert, Montgomery. The offensive line isn't too bad. And they still have some young guys on the defense like Jalen Johnson. They got Eddie, I believe it's Eddie Jackson. Jalen Johnson, Eddie Jackson, Roquan Smith. So they have some young pieces over there, man. So the Bears would be interesting. But, you know, all the stars are aligning to be for the Raiders right now, it seems like. Were the receivers that good in Buffalo and KC game, or was it a breakdown on defense for most of the plays? I would say it was both, man, Martinez, because you think about it, you watch that play with Gabriel Davis. Gabriel Davis burnt that boy. Gabriel Davis ran a route to where the defender fell, and then he ran wide open into the end zone. So it's kind of like, yeah, you know, you could say there was breakdown in coverages, but at the same time, if a receiver makes his guy fall based on the way he ran his route, that's the receiver. You have to give them credit. Also, great quarterback play. So, you know, I think it's a combination of a lot. They're good teams. The Bills and the Chiefs are very good teams. Those are good teams, man. You cannot deny that. Can't Stop, Won't Stop says, good morning, Ray. What's up with it, boy? Said Carr's that caliber. Y'all going to go at it in the chat, huh? Torrin says, Torrin with the question? He says, do you think Rich B would go back to special teams as Harbaugh came in? I 100% do think he would. I do. I honestly think Rich Bisaccia would go back to being special teams, and it would just help with the morale of this football team, in my opinion. Excuse me. In my opinion, I think we should keep Harbaugh on this staff, and it's not like you're bringing up Bisaccia on the staff. It's not like you're bringing up Bisaccia to be your head coach and then you're demoting him. He was just kind of filling a vacancy at the time until you were to fill that and put him back at special teams. So I wouldn't be mad if he wanted to be on special teams. Plus, there was a report already put out, I believe 2 weeks ago. They put a report out saying Rich Bisaccia is willing to still be a special teams coach for the Las Vegas Raiders if he's not the head coach. So when that report came out, I said, there's probably no surprise if he wants to be the special teams head coach. He does have a great tandem in his kickers, AJ Cole. You got DC, Daniel Carlson. So definitely good job by him getting those guys. Our special teams is actually pretty good. We did have a little hiccup when we played the Cowboys. We let that return come back. We won that game at the end of the day. But at the same time, bro, he's not a bad special teams coach in my opinion. And the players like him. If y'all haven't heard, Max Crosby was being somewhat passive aggressive when he was talking to Rich Eisen about the firing of Mike Mayock and talking about keeping Rich Bisaccia as the head coach. And Max Crosby himself said, what do I know? I'm just a player. Basically saying he wants to keep Rich Bisaccia the head coach. So when you got players going out and publicly saying this, going to bat for your interim head coach, going to bat for Rich Bisaccia, it kind of puts that riffle, in my opinion, it puts that riffle there. And the way he was speaking, like I said, passive aggressive. I don't know, man. I feel like there might be something there. So hopefully it doesn't cause problems with the players based on the coach you choose. And if y'all haven't heard Max Crosby talking to Rich Eisen, y'all can look up on YouTube or y'all can add me on Instagram. Follow me on Instagram, and I posted up there if y'all want to go watch, hear what Max Crosby was saying about the firing of Mike Mayock and a potential head coach position being filled by Rich Bisaccia. Y'all go follow my Instagram and watch that real quick, and then come right back. Balboa Raider says, Big Raid, are you going to break down any players from the draft like you do the film when you get the chance? 100%, bro, 100%. For those who don't know, this is my first season as a content creator, and I started right after the draft, I believe I started right around the draft last year, and I started dropping videos of the players we got from college film. So I have film breakdowns of Davante Adams, Tyree Gillespie, who else? And who else did I got some rookies of? Man, it's been so long. Trey, I think I have Malcolm Kuntz. So yes, I definitely will be breaking down film on the college players, and I'm going to be doing it before the draft. Some potential players that I think we should look at, I'll be breaking those guys down. I'll probably post something here on YouTube, and I'll post something on Instagram asking you guys, what guys do you want to see a film breakdown on, and who do you guys want to draft? And I'll put the pool out, and then we'll start to get that ball rolling here shortly, probably next week or something like that. But that's a good question, bro. Appreciate that, Balboa. Appreciate that. Hell no, I'm good on McDaniels. No more Belichick guys. Yeah, 100%, bro. But let me get down here, man. I think I'm a little behind on these on the chat. Watching these games. Shout out Mo Dizzle. Mo Dizzle always pulling up. Has one of the best profile pictures, man. Dave Chappelle, give me my money. He says, watching these games, especially the Bills offense, I think that the biggest thing holding our offense back is scheme. Those routes are perfect, 100%, bro. That scheme, the way the Chiefs and the Bills play, it's elite, bro. It is lethal, man. It is lethal. It's almost like if you mess up, you don't even have to mess up on the defense, and you can still hit for a big play in those offenses. And I know a lot of people wanted to bring in the ball from Buffalo, I should say. How do y'all feel about that? You know what I mean? Based off seeing that game last night, how Josh Allen played, how these receivers were getting open, how plays were being made. How did y'all like that offense last night from the Bills? And people were saying bringing the ball as the head coach. So that's something else that's interesting, man. That's a good point right there. Hopefully our scheme changes. Does Jim Harbaugh bring that into us? Adams is going to be $25 million a year. He might be more. He might be more than that, bro. To be honest, he might be more than 25. Mo Dizzle says Casey and Bills use the defense's rules against them. Yeah, man. And another thing is you can't sleep on the Bills defense or the Chiefs defense. I know they have great quarterbacks, but another thing is you have to realize that these guys have good defense as well. So It's just not. It's just not all quarterback and wide receiver play when it comes to these teams. Their defenses are good too. B. Rod says, "What do you think Davante Adams does in Rodgers?" So it's interesting, man, because the way the Green Bay Packers lost, I didn't think they would. I didn't think they were going to lose to the Niners, but the fact that they lost now, it's kind of like, man, Rodgers probably is going to leave. Rodgers is probably going to leave, and the Packers are going to tag Davante Adams. It's been put out there that they're going to tag him, and maybe they potentially trade him at that point. That means we'd have to give up some draft picks, a first round, potentially a first, and something else. I don't know if we'd be able to get Adams, depending on what the GM does. When if we get Dodds, would he trade for Adams? I don't really know him trading for any wide receivers based off his history. Carson Wentz, the Colts traded for Carson Wentz and DeForest Buckner. Those were two big trades. DeForest Buckner trade definitely worked out. I love that trade. Love that trade by the Colts getting DeForest Buckner. I wish we got DeForest Buckner, right? But then the Carson Wentz trade is what worries me a lot. So it just based on Dodd's history, and if that were to be our GM, I don't know, man. Trading for a superstar wide receiver like that, just getting into the GM job, filling that vacancy, trading for Davante Adams, that'd be interesting, man. That'd be a hell of a move for a newbie GM, I guess you could say. Tape Don't Lie made a good point. Shout out Farrell from the East, bro. Always supporting, bro. Appreciate you pulling up. He says Tape Don't Lie. And if y'all don't follow Tape Don't Lie, make sure you type in YouTube, Tape Don't Lie, and it'll pop up. They're a Raider page, and they do film breakdowns. I watch them myself as well. I watch a lot of Raider YouTube content creators, but I watch Tape Don't Lie, man. They teach me a lot. So shout out Tape Don't Lie. He says they made a good point. Who is Harbaugh bringing offensively? We need good play caller in a division with Herbert, Mahomes, meaning we need to score. So Farrell, I believe it would be Pep Hamilton. Pep Hamilton is the offensive coordinator right now for the Texans. Correct me if I'm wrong, or the quarterback coach, something like that. But we would bring in Pep Hamilton, I believe. And Pep Hamilton worked with Harbaugh when he was in Stanford. Pep Hamilton was the offensive coordinator in Stanford, I believe, actually. Let me see. Okay. He was Pep Hamilton was the OC for Andrew Luck as well. He was the OC for Andrew Luck as well in 2013, 2014, and 2015. So he was with Andrew Luck at that point, I believe. And we could go ahead and look at his history. So right now it says he's the quarterback coach for the Houston Texans. So I believe that's who Pep Hamilton would have, Harbaugh would have as his offensive coordinator. And I'm going to go ahead and show this to you guys so you guys can go ahead and see Pep Hamilton's kind of track record here. Offensive coordinator, Pep Hamilton. Right now, he's currently with the Texans. He's 47 years old. As the quarterbacks coach, last year, he was the quarterback coach for the Chargers to work with Herbert. So that's definitely interesting. He does have credibility. He does have good history. And you go down the line, see right here, 17, 18, he was with Michigan. He moved on to be a head coach for the DC Defenders in the XFL, and he was the head coach. But you go back, look at this man's history. He's worked with nothing but quarterbacks. He's an offensive coordinator, all the way offense. So you see he worked with Howard early on. Let's look at the last about 10 years. And then you look here. Right, Chicago, he was working on the quarterbacks. San Francisco worked quarterbacks. Let's go here. He was with Harbaugh right here, brother. Working in Stanford, working with Andrew Luck. And what's interesting, you have him here. Andrew Luck, he's working with Stanford. Harbaugh leaves Stanford. He leaves Stanford. He goes to the Colts, right? Back with Andrew Luck. Reconnects with Andrew Luck. Moves on, becomes the assistant head coach for the Cleveland Browns in 2016. Moves on, goes to Michigan for a couple years. So Pep Hamilton has a decent track record, and I'm not mad at that, honestly. You look at most of the guys he's played with, most of the guys he's been around, the quarterbacks aren't bad. Davis Mills, I'm not going to lie, Davis Mills was looking decent. Davis Mills is out there looking decent, you know what I mean, at the tail end of the season. Obviously, we know about Herbert. I don't know too much about the XFL experience, but you have Michigan here, the Cleveland, 1 year in Cleveland, and then you have the years with Colts, and then back with Harbaugh and Stanford. Has a connection in Chicago, which I mentioned earlier. that Jim Harbaugh could potentially go there, and it's a good setup because they have a rookie quarterback on a rookie deal, young guy, and they could build off of that, especially when it comes to that cap space. So that's who I believe they could bring in if they bring in Jim Harbaugh as they could bring in Pep Hamilton, offensive coordinator, man. McDaniel might be an option, but he looked like a sucker. I feel the same way about Kellen Moore, bro. I feel the same way about Kellen Moore. I don't want to bring in Kellen Moore because he just doesn't look like a head coach. He doesn't look like a leader of men, and he just doesn't look like a Raider. Like Kellen Moore doesn't look like a Raider, and that's why I just wouldn't bring him in personally. And plus, them boys losing, bro. You got all them weapons, and you still can't figure out how to win. You want to draw play. You want to draw play with that much time left on the clock. So Kellen Moore automatically out of that position. Frank Reich was a huge influence for that Wentz trade. Yeah. And that's what everybody's saying. So you can't really fault the assistant GM at that point. But at the same time, if you're the GM, regardless, in my opinion, bro, you're the one that makes that decision. You're the one that pulls the trigger, especially at the quarterback spot. Can you imagine the GM blaming the coach for making the quarterback decision? You're going to put your team back 2 to 3 years at that point. Now, I wouldn't want that. If I'm the GM, I'm like, hell no. I don't care what you got going on as a head coach. You go coach the players. If you want to bring in Carson Wentz, we need a new coach because Carson Wentz is not it. I'm sorry. Carson Wentz is not it. He's just not that guy. Whisper Slayer. That's a different name. What's good with you, man? He says, yo, Ray, people be saying you look like Phoenix flexing. Oh, man. I always get something, man. Phoenix flexing. I don't think I look like Phoenix flexing, man. But I get told I look like Phoenix flexing. I get told I look like Imazi. I think his name's Imazi. Trayvon Merrick. People used to call me Trayvon Merrick. So, I don't know, man. Joseph says, y'all see what Kelsey said about us in the interview? What did he say about us in the interview? I don't know what he said about us in the interview. Said no on Josh. Don't we need to hire a GM before a coach? Yeah, 100%, bro. Because the GM's going to need to help figure out who the coach going to be, right? Mike Lee says, I'd pass on Mariota. And if KJ Jefferson comes out in the draft next year, possibly pick him up. Okay. So we talking about some future stuff. You feel me? Troy Romero, do you think trading Carr would hurt us or make us better? Mitch is diving into it like it's the thing to do. Please elaborate. Who's Mitch? Make us better. Mitch is diving. Mitch from the Mitch. I know he's talking about Mitch. So, do you think so? Troy got a good question here, and this might be a little segment. So hold y'all. So hold y'all breath real quick, man. Hold y'all breath real quick because it's a good question. Now, let me know in the chat. Do you guys think trading Carr would hurt us or would make us better? What do y'all think? Do y'all think hurting Carr would make us better or worse? I need to know. Raider Nation 24 says, Mitch's Buddha salute. Shout out Buddha. I think we keep Mariota. I hear you, Ray Love, and you may think we keep him. Right, Ray Love? You might think we might keep him, but do you think we will get better or it will hurt us? I think that's the main question. You know what I mean? I feel you. I think we keep Carr as well, but do you think trading him would hurt us or make us better? Yeah, everybody in the chat saying hurt. Oh, the number says better. The number says better. We got one better. The number said better twice. Number says we get Rodgers. Bro, how is your name the numbers, but you don't understand the numbers? Don't you understand that if we go get Rodgers, we're going to have to pay him 40+ mil? Don't you get that? Whisper says only upgrades of Carr or Rodgers, Watson, and Wilson available. And Wilson is questionable. Is Wilson really that much of an upgrade? Like, come on, let's be serious. Is Wilson that much of an upgrade? Come on, man. Like, come on. Let's think about it. Trade Carr where for who? I'm just answering. I'm just trying to see what the chat talking about because this is y'all. This show is y'all. This show is for the chat. This show is all the questions are coming from the chat. All the answers are going to be coming from the chat. Right now, it said, oh, we got a no on Wilson. Joseph says, no, he isn't. D says, yes, sir. Now, look, let's get back to the question, though, if I can find it. But let's get back to the question, though, right? Because it's a good question. It's a good question. And a lot of people said if we trade Carr, it'll hurt us. Now, I'm going to tell y'all what I think. I'm going to tell y'all what I think, man. It would hurt. It would hurt us. I think it would hurt us, right? Depending on what we did, it would hurt us, man. And the reason I say that is because you won't have a replacement. You just don't have a replacement for Carr. People were saying Rodgers. People were saying Deshaun Watson, Russell Wilson, blah, blah, blah. Look, bro. Look, how much are y'all going to pay these guys? How much are y'all going to pay these guys? Plus, everybody's screaming for Davante Adams. How are you going to get Davante Adams and Aaron Rodgers in the same offseason and pay both of them? And this is where the logic has to come in when people start talking and bumping their gums is, look, the logic isn't there, yo. You want to bring in Wilson. You're going to pay him $50 a year, over $40 a year. Then you're going to bring in Davante Adams. These dudes already have them on the team. What do y'all not understand? Rodgers already has Davante Adams. They just fucking lost. Where's the logic here? Where is the logic? This is all I'm trying to figure out. So that just don't make sense. Bring in Rodgers, bring in Davante Adams, pay them our whole entire salary cap, right? Because we'll have about 50 to 60 in salary cap. If we give Rodgers 40 plus, if we give Davante Adams 20 plus, that's 60 plus million. Where's the logic at? Please help me. Please help me. Like I'm just trying to figure it out, yo. Like there's no logic behind when people say this. So that right there doesn't make sense to me at all. Plus, we'd have to give up draft capital for Adams. Yeah, because if Green Bay franchise tags Davante Adams, we go get Rodgers, right? We get Rodgers. We pay him 40 plus. Let's just say it's 40, which we know it's not going to be 40. Kirk Cousins is getting like 40. Say we give Rodgers 40, right? Then we go trade for Davante Adams. We give them our first round pick and like a third. Then we pay Davante Adams 25 mil. We have no cap and we have no draft picks. So you think we're going to be better than the Packers are? Is that what you guys are saying? Do you guys think we're going to be better than the Packers are? I'm just trying to find the logic here. I'm just trying to find the logic. Someone help me. I'm just confused. Y'all need to start doing your own homework, then come up in here before I start having to flame somebody in the chat, because that makes no sense. The numbers don't add up. It just don't even make sense. It just don't. Wilson can lead and make plays with his feet, in my opinion. He led them to the couch this year. He led them to the couch this year with DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett. He had multiple running backs. I know some may have been hurt, but there was multiple running backs. But look, if I just broke down the logic for y'all right there. I just broke down the logic, and I'm looking for someone in the chat to say, hey, you know what I mean? This is where you messed up. But look, nobody could, you know what I mean? It don't make sense. You can't bring in Rodgers and Adams in the same time. That's $16 million plus to bring in two players plus draft capital. It just don't make sense, man. Just doesn't make sense. Let's get realistic. Now you can't even 19.1 versus 40 mil. And that's the low end. That's the low end. Can't stop. That's the low end. 40 mil is the low end, in my opinion. So come on, let's continue. Let's continue with the logic, right? Let's continue with the logic. Element Pro, bro. What's good with you, bro? He says, y'all be killing me, bro. Exactly, bro. Exactly, bro. Susan says these peeps think things come free. Exactly. Like, what do we talk about here? Wilson had two top receivers and couldn't do shit. Exactly. Wilson couldn't do nothing. Although he was hurt some games, he still couldn't do nothing. He still lost those games, and he had two good receivers. We're over here working with slim pickings. Mafioso, no realistic replacement options. Roll with Carr. Yeah, most def, bro. Now, Michael says, "Oh, Aaron Rodgers overrated." I don't know if he's overrated. I don't know what's going on with him, but boy, we don't have a Green Bay team. If you take a step back and think about it, y'all, Green Bay's defense is solid. I'm sorry, but Green Bay's defense is good, yo. They have playmakers all over the field. They have two great ends. I know we do as well, but they also have a Danny Clark in the middle of their defensive line. Jair Alexander's great. Rasul Douglas left us and started balling out over on the Packers. Adrian Amos is flying all over the field. Darnell Savage is hella good ever since he's been a rookie. But the Green Bay Packers defense is solid. And then you look at their offense. They got Davante Adams, the person we want to get, but also we have to get their quarterback, and they have a stacked offensive line. Their offensive line is actually pretty good. They have a couple injuries, but just because they don't have the best left tackle in the entire league doesn't mean their offensive line isn't good. So we'd have to keep up with a lot, and it just doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense, y'all. Untouchable Raider says, honestly, I think we should sign a guy like Chris Godwin, Christian Kirk, or another free agent wide receiver and draft a higher round receiver like we did with Crabtree and Cooper. 100% agree with you, Untouchable Raider. That's the perfect route. That's exactly what we have to do. The question was asked earlier, do you trade Carr or do you keep him? Would it hurt us? I said it would hurt us. And I think it would hurt us based off the fact that we're paying him so little and we have no replacement. We don't know anybody that's going to come in and continue to give that leadership, that calm presence, even through tragedy, that calm presence. And then also, keep your head up when you're in the trenches and show that production on the field when you have no weapons. You know what I mean? Other players, I don't think people will realize that other players or quarterbacks would have already sailed away. You know what I mean? They would have already given up on a team. They would have already requested a trade. They would have already demanded probably more money. There would have been so much more stuff being their concern other than winning the football game because there's so much tragedy, so much BS going on with this franchise. I don't think people understand that. You got Rodgers complaining about being in fucking Green Bay, and Green Bay setting up a team for him. Like, bro, let's be realistic. If Aaron Rodgers was in Las Vegas this last year, he would have been screaming to get out of Las Vegas. So let's be realistic, yo. Like, y'all gotta come with some more heat than that. Untouchable Raider, though, 100% agree when it comes to wide receivers. And this is why it would hurt. You can't do this if you get rid of Carr and bring in a big name quarterback because you won't have money. You won't have money. But let's get to his point, man. Chris Godwin, Christian Kirk, or another free agent wide receiver. Now, my free agent wide receiver that I want to go get is DJ Chark. And DJ Chark is coming off an injury, and I know it's tough, but at the same time, I think it's a high reward, low risk type of signing. You go get DJ Chark. He's fast. He's not a small guy. He's big. He's fast. He can fly downfield. He can run routes pretty well for a speedster and being the size he is. And I think that right there, DJ Chark would be a low risk, high reward type of player. It may be cheaper than these other guys. Christian Kirk may be a little bit more expensive. Chris Godwin, we know he's going to be up there, although he has an injury. So it's going to be interesting what happens with Chris Godwin coming off of that injury. There's also other guys like Allen Robinson that people bring up as well. So there's a lot of wide receiver free agents that we should be able to go pick. And I 100% agree, Untouchable Raider. We got to go get one of them. On top of that, in addition, we go get a receiver in the draft, whether it's the first or the second round. I don't care. This wide receiver class is deep. And if we don't pick up a wide receiver in this class, a one that has a high ceiling, then we're failing. It's that simple. You have guys coming off of injuries. Do you want to take a risk with picking a guy that has an injury, or do you just want to get a guy like a Burks, right? There's Traylon Burks. A lot of people like him. He's big. That he's like basically like DK Metcalf in a way. You know what I mean? I think he's a little bit smaller. A lot of people want to get him. He's healthy going into the draft. But you also have other guys that are hurt. The boy from Alabama is hurt, and you have the boy from USC hurt that a lot of people are starting to talk a lot more about. So it's interesting. I don't think I want to bring in a bunch of receivers that are coming off of ACL tears or broken ankles, but I definitely want to keep an eye on them to see if we could steal them, right, and get that high reward, low risk type of player. Definitely want to go after that. That's a good point, Untouchable Raider. That's a good comment right there and a good thought process, man. Farrell from the East with the super chat. If y'all want to be mentioned or y'all want to be featured on the channel, the best way is through a super chat. Appreciate the donations and the support, brother. We're over 250 people deep. Make sure y'all hit that thumbs up button. We should at least have 200 likes. And if y'all aren't, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Appreciate everybody pulling up. Make sure to follow on Instagram and Twitter. Instagram, I'm very active on Instagram, but let's get to it. Hey, Farrell, you got an Instagram, bro? You got an Instagram? But anyways, let's get to it. He says, I just thought the other day, not a lot of difference between quarterback in the top 10 and 15. They all need good, great supporting cast. Keep Carr, keep building. And we've been kind of saying this. Farrell's been on the show multiple times, and we've been saying, just give him a supporting cast. Just give him some continuity at the wide receiver spot. Give him a solid offensive line. Everybody will admit that this offensive line hasn't been great, especially all year. They haven't been great all year. Not only that, we still have pieces we have to replace, even though we drafted every single one of these guys on the offensive line. We are still looking to draft more guys to replace that we already drafted to start on this offensive line. That right there says that's a huge problem, right? Then you go look at the wide receiver spot. We can't keep a wide receiver on this fucking team if our life depended on it, right? We started off with Crabtree, brought in Cooper. Crabtree left, then we traded Cooper. We brought in Ruggs. We know what happened with that. Who else is there that's supposed to stay? There's no continuity at the wide receiver spot. And if you just gave that, forget it being Carr. If you just gave that to any quarterback that's decent, they're going to be able to take you a certain distance. And once you reach that distance, once you reach that plateau, that's when you start calling for the quarterback's head, in my opinion. So, for instance, a perfect example, people want to say that Carr is like Matthew Stafford. Carr is like Matthew Stafford. And then turn around and you watch Stafford on the Rams, and he's beating the fucking Bucks going to the NFC Championship. Could y'all imagine watching Derek Carr? Could you imagine being a Lions fan, right? Being a Lions fan, watching your quarterback that's been your quarterback for the last 10 years, go to another team, and in the first year he goes to another team, he goes to the NFC Championships, he goes to your conference championships, right? So that's like us trading Carr, him going to the Pittsburgh Steelers, and then them making the AFC champions while we go 2-14. That's pathetic, bro. I'd be pissed off. Just because we're incompetent as a franchise to build a fucking football team to put around whatever you want to call kind of quarterback, whether he's average, whether he's subpar, I don't know. But you can't evaluate a quarterback with this football team. So let's go ahead and get that supporting cast, man. And then you'll see what actually happens. Will he go out there and be Matthew Stafford? And be clutch, make a couple throws at the end of the game to win it with a field goal? Or will he be Ryan Tannehill to where he goes out there and he throws, 3 interceptions in the divisional round of the playoffs, and then you guys lose? Who would he be? We don't know because we don't have Julio Jones, Derrick Henry, a stacked offensive line, and A.J. Brown with the number 6 defense in the league. We don't have the Rams offense with Sean McVay making play calls, Cooper Kupp, OBJ, Van Jefferson, right? We don't have all these guys. Cam Akers, right? That defense with Jalen Ramsey, Aaron Donald, so on and so on. So we definitely have to build that up. We definitely have to figure out what's going on with this team, man. But we're going in the right direction. We're going in the right direction, bro. Agent Red says Wilson, Burks, London, and Olave. So PFF recently did a mock draft, and they had us drafting Olave. That's a receiver out of Ohio State, I believe. NFL mock draft right here. They just put this out just a couple of years ago. I'm going to share this mock draft with y'all from PFF. PFF is on some bullshit, but still we keep them as a relevant track, right? You look at PFF just to get an understanding, get an idea of what's going on in the draft world, right? The value. And we go down, you see pick 7. We ain't top 10, boy. We made the playoffs, you know what I mean? We got a couple wins, you know what I mean? So we later in the draft, we not early like these other losers. These dudes are some losers, you know what I mean? They picking top 20 because they ain't winning like that. You know what I mean? We got pick 22. Pick 22. PFF says pick 22, the Las Vegas Raiders draft wide receiver Jameson Williams, Alabama. How would y'all feel about taking Jameson Williams from Alabama coming off of this injury. Now it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting to see how this draft plays out because, like I said earlier, look, there's a couple guys and our boy Agent Red brought one up earlier, London out of USC. He's dealing with the injury. Okay. Also, we have Jameson Williams. Obviously, he's dealing with the injury. Would y'all want to bring in another Alabama wide receiver when we just had Ruggs? We just had Cooper. This would be the third one. You know what I mean? Is it third time's a try? Or third time's a try? Look at me. Third time's a try. You know what I mean? Third time's a charm. Is that the case here? I don't know, man. I don't really like the injury. One, I don't really like the fact that we've gone after so many Alabama receivers and it just hasn't worked out. That's what gets me. And I know and I understand that people will say, look, it doesn't matter what school they come out of. It doesn't really matter what school that they've gone to. You just get the best player, the player you want. You know what I mean? But at the same time, it's like, man, 3 Alabama receivers in a row, y'all. And we don't even have the other 2. We don't even have the other 2. You feel me? So it's a give and take right there. It's definitely a give and take. But let's go ahead and read what they had put. So they said Las Vegas Raiders wide receiver Jameson Williams out of Alabama with the 22nd pick. And it says take away the late season ACL injury, and Williams is likely going a lot higher than this. But even though there's a good chance he'll miss a chunk of his rookie NFL season due to rehab, Williams possesses rare athletic ability to stretch the field and get yards after the catch. The Raiders need a young speed element at wide receiver. So most definitely, man, I don't know if I would really want to go after him. I'm not really high on wide receivers that are coming off of injury, especially if they're not even going to be able to play, you know what I mean, the next season because they'll be in rehab. That right there is just going to throw me off. That right there is definitely going to throw me off. And I don't know how I feel about that. Also, to add to it, let's go ahead and look at some wide receivers that went before him, right? Let's just look here remotely close, right? Nothing too crazy. Okay, George Pickens goes at 18 to the Saints. So 18 there's a wide receiver. And if you go down, you got Garrett Wilson at Ohio State. And Drake London goes number 10 to the Jets via Seattle. Now, that's interesting because this is the other wide receiver that we were talking about that has an injury, but a lot of people are high on, right? Let's see what they say real quick. London seems like a match made in heaven for the Jets. No wide receiver recorded more contested catches this season, and that's with him only playing 8 games due to injury. But if you ask me, he's more than that. I believe he's more athletic than people are giving him credit for. And his mentality for yards after the catch is proof that he's not just a win in the air guy. He's the big target player quarterback Zach Wilson would feed every week. And so with that description right there, it almost makes you feel like you'd rather go after London, right? They have him going number 10 overall, but you have Jameson Williams going 22nd to us. Let's go ahead and hop in the chat to see how everybody feels about that one, man. So everybody feels about that one. EJ says he likes London more. Okay. Alex says, give me Drake London or Burks, 100%. Burks looks like a dog. I ain't gonna lie. Burks is the type of player to where he's built a certain way and he has God-given abilities to where you just mold him, right? You just get that guy and say, look, we're gonna mold you into we're gonna mold you into a great wide receiver because you have the physical aspects, right? You have the God-given talents. We just got to mold you into that polished wide receiver. And I wouldn't mind doing that because that means you have a huge ceiling. You have untapped potential. So I wouldn't be mad at going after Burks. Dude's huge. He's fast. Definitely would love going after a guy like that. Susan says, I think we go FA for a top wide receiver and then pick up a wide receiver in the draft later rounds. I could see that because this draft is so deep with wide receivers that you can wait in later rounds. And I've said it before, I want to bring in a veteran wide receiver, but also bring in a rookie wide receiver. So I want to be opposed to that, Susan. 100% agree with you. Dangerfield also says, I worry about the injury history. That bites us every time, no matter Oh, no more Bama boys. And, it is interesting. He says no more Bama boys, and I definitely agree, bro. It's an interesting aspect. We go 3 Alabama wide receivers in a row. I don't know how I feel about that. James Furbo says, feel the same way as you talking, Ray. Yes, sir, brother. Appreciate that. In Arturo. So we seen right here, the Jets take Drake London at 10. Arturo says, let's trade up draft day for Drake London. He's a monster. And that's interesting aspect. I don't know if I'd want to trade up, right? I don't think we have the capital, in my opinion. I don't think we have the capital to trade up, especially just to go get a wide receiver. I know he's good, and I know we need the position filled, but I don't think it's that much of a concern to where we have to start trading up for receivers, right? I don't want to overcompensate. I don't want to overcompensate to get a receiver when there's so many in free agency and there's so many in the draft. We can get to one more. Let's get to the super chat. He says, Torrent Raider says Rodgers going to a team away from being a quarterback away from being elite like Brady and Stafford did. Keep Carr, get an OC, a top wide receiver one, and fix O-line. O-line penalties, shake my head. Yeah, 100% agree. And a lot of people are talking about potentially taking offensive line here. I've seen videos. I've seen content creators say, bring in an offensive lineman with this first pick. And I just wouldn't agree with that. I just wouldn't agree with that myself. I'm not taking an offensive lineman with this first pick. I'm not taking an offensive lineman with the second pick. I'm sorry. I'm just not. We've already drafted enough offensive linemen. We need to bring in a veteran offensive lineman. And someone I would bring in, a veteran, would be Morgan Moses, right? Morgan Moses, I'd bring him in. He's a vet. You know what I mean? I feel like he's a vet, a captain, a leader, somebody that's seasoned in the NFL, National Football League, that will come in and he will set a presence for Alex Leatherwood. He will be someone that Alex Leatherwood can look to and say, all right, I got somebody by my side that can help me, that can communicate with me, that knows what he's doing, and that's a leader. And I think that's what Alex Leatherwood has been missing, because you go in, Alex Leatherwood starts at right tackle, you know what I mean? And then he doesn't really have any leadership with him. He didn't have Richie Incognito out there with him. He didn't have Rodney Hudson out there with him. That's what Alex Leatherwood needs. So I think we need to be patient with Leatherwood. Let him continue to learn. Let him continue to get that production. Put a veteran by his side, someone that can help him, guide him, and give him some insight of the game, and see how he progresses. You have to put your players in position to be successful. And I don't think we did that for Alex Leatherwood, in my opinion. Having Andre James, first year starting, and then Brandon Parker, also his first year being a starter. Not starting, but being like a full-time starter. Y'all know what I'm saying. I think it's hard on a rookie to be having those two guys next to you. Because, Andre James was having a hard time himself. So let's bring in a veteran offensive lineman, and then we could draft an offensive lineman way later down in the draft. What's good with the Marquez? He says, yo, get Eternal out of here. I'm losing brain cells reading this dude's nonsense. What happened, bro? I don't see. Oh, Eternal Boss right here. Wait, are you really trying to put Carr and Jay Allen on the same level? Eternal Boss, what's good with you, man? Whoa, what do we got going, man? You over here terrorizing the chat, bro. Wilson, if they can get it done, costly, but so will Carr be if he stays. Yo, man. Eternal Boss just has a different aspect of the game. He has a different logic. He has a different logic. You know what I mean? So, you let Eternal Boss just live, man. Just let him live, man. Just sick of it. Reddit Purge says, yeah, older old line would be better. 100%. Exactly, Purge. We need that veteran presence, bro. We need the veteran presence. Frank Rice says, move Leatherwood back to right tackle and sign 2 guards in free agency. That's not bad. I wouldn't be too opposed to that. It's just the fact that Leatherwood honestly did look terrible at tackle, bro. Alex Leatherwood looked terrible at tackle. He was getting – the first time we played the Chargers, he was the tackle, man. He was the tackle, and he was getting beat up. He was getting destroyed, yo. Like, there was no ifs, ands, or buts about it. He was getting destroyed. So I just think it helps him being at guard. It limits his mistakes. It also provides him with a little bit more security being on the inside. You have help on either side. when you're at right tackle, you're kind of on an island. They could beat you inside. They could beat you outside. They could wrap around you. So I don't know, man. I don't know if I'd want Leatherwood back at tackle. I'm not 100% opposed to it, Frank. Not 100% opposed to it because I think he has the skills to play wherever on the offensive line. But I would just rather keep him at guard and bring in a veteran right tackle. What if we brought in a veteran right tackle and then just brought in a veteran left guard for John Simpson? Something like that, right? I wouldn't be opposed to that either, bro. Eternal Boss says, praise Carr, get banned, left myself. No, we don't do that over here, bro. Ask Tickler. Eternal Boss, ask Tickler, bro. Ask Tickler if we ban people if you don't like Carr. Ask Tickler. You know what I mean? Because Tickler's still in the chat, and me and Tickler have gone at it. He's gone at it with the chat about Carr. But Tickler still pulls up. Tickler's still out here, bro. And that's what we do over here, bro. We don't ban people. We're going to have healthy debates. We're going to have civil debates, and we're going to go off of logic. So if you want to talk about Carr in the chat or anything like that, once I read your comment and I got a response to it, I'll respond to it. Because what we do over here is we're going to have a healthy debate, bro. We're going to talk about football. We ain't going to block you. We ain't going to delete you. We ain't going to be salty just because you don't like a certain player. We ain't doing that over here, bro. We ain't doing that over here. Everybody's welcome. If you like another team, you're still welcome to come talk football, bro. This is a football channel at the end of the day. And we got a Raider family with us. You feel me? So let's get back to the super chat. Raider Mike in the building. Shout out to Raider Mike for pulling up. Appreciate you, man. He says, everyone is overlooking our need at cornerback. I'd take Booth Jr. from Clemson or McDuffie from Washington at 22 and get Dotson or David Bell in round 2. Raider Mike, man, I'll have to say, bro, I don't think we're overlooking the CB. I don't think we're overlooking it, man. I think we just have more concerns. And I'm not saying we're overlooking because, earlier in the season, I've had a live with Raider Honcho. And we talked about who would our first 2 rounds go to. Me, I said D tackle and wide receiver. He said he would want a corner in the first 2 rounds. So I don't think we're sleeping or overlooking a cornerback. I think we just have a lot of concerns that need to be addressed. And this season exposed the offense. Most importantly, exposed the offense because we've had a good offense. Then it fell off because of so much has happened, right? Ruggs is gone. We have to replace Ruggs. So I think that's why we're placing so much emphasis on the wide receiver spot. And we just know we don't have that much talent at wide receiver. And then the offensive line as well. So I don't think corner is so much of a concern as much as offensive line and wide receiver are. But I 100% agree with you that we have to look at the cornerback spot. And I wouldn't be mad if we took one in the first or the second round, bro. I agree with you. If we went corner in the first round and the second round we went wide receiver, I wouldn't be mad at that because this wide receiver class is deep. It's deep. So let's not be too stuck up on the wide receivers. Like Raider Mike says, we can get a cornerback in the first round, get a veteran wide receiver, and then bring in a late round wide receiver in the draft. You know what I mean? Have that veteran presence in the wide receiver room, and then bring in your rookie corner that could be there with if we bring back Casey Hayward, with it Casey Hayward or some. Hopefully, we have veteran presence in that DB room because without Casey Hayward, we have no veteran presence whatsoever. We need to realize that as a team, we have no veteran presence in the locker room without Casey Hayward. Remember that, y'all. Remember that. Element Pro says, we going at it, Ray. Watch Raider in the building. He says, yep, and Allen couldn't beat KC 2 years in a row. Tough, man, tough. You know who beat him, though? You know who beat KC last year, though? Look, let me stop. Ray, check this guy, Wan'Dale Robinson. Wan'Dale Robinson is definitely a guy I would love to pick up if he's available in the second round, third round. I don't know how early he's going to go, but B-Rod, definitely appreciate the super chat. But I do know who Wan'Dale Robinson is. I definitely wouldn't mind picking him up. He is a gadget player. He's a gadget player. And if we bring in an offensive coordinator that likes to run a lot of good, a lot of good plays, a lot of creative plays, Wan'Dale Robinson is a guy we have to look out for. Wan'Dale Robinson is either going to go to a team that has a smart, innovative, young offensive coordinator, in my opinion. He's going to either go to the Niners or he's going to go to the Rams or something crazy like that. He's going to go to a team like that. We need to go get him. If we want to be creative, we got to go get that dude in the later round because, like B-Rod says, you can use him at wide receiver, running back, or return man. He's shifty. He makes people miss, and he's just a gadget player. Definitely would love to bring him in. 510 Raider says left guard Corbett, right tackle Moses. 100%, bro. I had put out on my Instagram weeks ago. I put out on my Instagram that my free agent wish list is Corbett, Moses, DJ Chark, and Davante Adams is in there, of course. You have Davante Adams in there. You have the Allen Robinsons, whatever the case may be with those. But those three guys were on my wish list. I also had Marcus May. I'd love to bring in Marcus May to go back there with Trayvon Merrick. That would be fire. I feel like it would help a ton to have Marcus May back there in coverage with Merrick. We'd be shutting down a huge part of the field with those two guys in the zone. Exactly. Tickler says we just want to win. And it's that simple. We just want to win. You feel me? We just want to win. What's your view on throwing money at Davante Adams? Depending on how much it would be, I think it would be around 27, 28. I think it'd be about 27, 28. And I don't know if I'd want to do that. I don't know if I would really want to do that. But if we brought him in and we did it right, we brought him in and we brought in a rookie wide receiver, then I would be down for it. You know what I mean? But if we just brought Davante Adams in and then we brought in another free agent wide receiver, that's just too much money at the wide receiver spot. I don't know if I would want that. Raider Purse says it's hard to hit on DBs in the draft. If you're a Raider, if you're the Raiders, yeah, it's hard to hit on DB. You know what I mean? But one thing is for certain that I don't know if Gus Bradley's going to be here as defensive coordinator, right? But that dude knows how to draft defensive backs. Gus Bradley knows how to draft defensive backs. Look at his track record. Go all the way back to Seattle. And this is why I love Gus Bradley. And I know people will knock him because his scheme is old, whatever the case may be. Look, his scheme works, and it's been proven to work. Okay? Just because it didn't work the very first year with the Raiders who had the worst defense in their franchise history last year, right? He has to turn that around. Just because it didn't work in the first year doesn't mean that the defense is trash or the scheme is trash, okay? This dude goes out and gets talent nonstop, in my opinion, when it comes to Gus Bradley. In Seattle, look at his defensive backs. No question there. Let's move on. Go to Jaguars. Look at all the players he drafted when he was with the Jaguars. Jalen Ramsey was part of that, right? Move on to the Chargers. You have Desmond King, Derwin James. You have a bunch of guys over there that he picked up, and now they have a bunch of talent on the defense, right? So if we were to keep him one more year, I think we'd be able to build that up. But honestly, if we're not going to keep him long term, then you just got to move on right now. So I see a comment, someone talking about graphic, man. Who, bro? You talking about me? I ain't saying nothing about, bro. Someone in the chat. Don't slander other creators. I didn't see a comment. But yeah, don't be talking about other content creators over here, bro. You know what I mean? Let's just stick to football. If you want to talk shit about Carr, if you want to talk shit about this, that, and third, go ahead. But if you want to be eternal boss and come over here and say Carr is above average but not elite, yet that is hate to these fanboys, though. If you want to be eternal boss, then go ahead, but don't come over here saying stuff about other content creators. You know what I mean, man? It's not cool. Everybody has their differences, man. Come on, man. But eternal boss, man, look, Carr's above average but not elite. Look, I'll take that. If you say he's above average, I wouldn't get rid of him, bro. If you say he's above average, the conversation ends right there, bro. Honestly, you don't trade away an above average quarterback when your whole team is below average, right? Our wide receiver group below average, our offensive line below average, right? You could technically say our running back room was below average as well. 28th in rushing, Our running attack was 28th in rushing, Eternal Boss. But you up here talking about the quarterback, bro. Eternal Boss, you up here talking about the quarterback of the Raiders football team, but we are 28th in rushing, bro. Are you kidding me? We're 28th in rushing. Let me ask you this, Eternal Boss. Eternal Boss, let me ask you this. I'm going to give you a little attention real quick, man. Who had the worst defense? Who had the worst ranked defense in the entire playoffs? Out of all the teams that made the playoffs, who had the worst ranked defense? Okay, I already know the answer to that, and I know you answered it in your head right now. Now, move on, because you have no good response for that. I already know you don't. Who would you say had a worst wide receiver core than us? Who had a worse wide receiver core than us in the playoffs? Was it the Bengals? I know damn sure it wasn't the Bengals. So let me know who had a worse wide receiver core. Was it the Cowboys? I'm confused. So let me know. Just let me know. Farrell from the East says Twitter. Farrell from the East, support the brother. Yeah, shout out to my boy Farrell. Make sure to follow him on Twitter. I guess he don't have Instagram, bro. I guess you don't have Instagram. Why don't you have Instagram, brother? Let's go. I know y'all be over there on Twitter going crazy, man. Y'all be talking crazy slick. That's why I don't even think I could be on Twitter like that, man, because y'all be talking crazy over there. Y'all be fighting. Y'all be digitally fighting, man. I don't know how y'all do that, but y'all be digitally fighting. Kessler said Josh Allen making Gabriel Davis look like a star. Why can't Carr throw to some third-string receivers? Haha, y'all would say they're not enough talent. Stop the cap. Look, Kessler, that's a terrible, 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 terrible take, bro. That's a terrible take. You realize that Zay Jones was with Josh Allen, right? Like, you realize Zay Jones played with Josh Allen and didn't do anything? Like, you realize that, right, Cash Lord? Josh Allen and Zay Jones were on the same team. The Bills traded Zay Jones to the Raiders and then went and traded for Diggs. And then you're saying Gabriel Davis. You're saying Josh Allen made Gabriel Davis when Gabriel Davis has done what outside of that one game? Yes, he had a very good game. Yes, he was showing out. He looked good. But outside of that one game, you didn't even know who he was. You didn't even know who Gabriel Davis was before this one game. So don't sit here and tell me, oh, why can't Carr do that with a third-string receiver? Well, didn't he make something out of Nelson Aguilar, Hunter Renfrow, Darren Waller, Zay Jones now, Nelson Aguilar, Michael Crabtree, Amari Cooper, Seth Roberts. Where the fuck happened to Seth Roberts? Where's Seth Roberts at? Seth Roberts was nothing before and after the Raiders. He was nothing before and after the Raiders. What receiver did not Bryan Edwards? So is that the only one? Like, come on, Cash Lord. Think about it, bro. Think about it. Think about your logic. The Bills literally traded the receiver that Carr is making look good because Josh Allen couldn't work with him. Bro, you can't make – this is what I mean. You can't make this shit up. You can't. You can't make this shit up. You really put that in a comment not knowing that they traded their receiver because – let's go, bro. Let's go on, man. Anybody else got something for me? I'm throwing haymakers all morning, bro. I'm throwing haymakers all morning. We wouldn't beat KC twice last year if our defense wasn't so trash. Yeah, man, tough. Ray, D tackle Wyatt or linebacker Dean. I'd be happy in the first round. I think if Dean was there, I'd potentially take him. I wouldn't be mad at getting a linebacker either. I honestly, but I wouldn't be at the same time. I kind of would be because how many linebackers have we already passed up? Well, let's be honest. In these last 3-4 years, we've passed on so many players. So many players. Do y'all realize we went and drafted, instead of drafting Derwin James, we drafted Jonathan Abram the very next year? Like, bruh. What kind of stupid shit is that? And this is what I mean. Why wouldn't we just draft Devin White, Kenneth Murray Jr., but instead we go now instead we're going to go draft a linebacker now? Bro, we are working backwards, bro. We've already missed the opportunity to draft a good linebacker, and we just haven't. So, You know what I mean? Unless that motherfucker gonna come out and be Bobby Wagner, I'm not really tripping. I'm not really tripping off getting a linebacker in the first round. But like I said, I wouldn't be opposed of it if it's like the boy from Utah or Georgia. Let's go down. Get to these. Let's go down right. Element Pro says, talk to his ass. Say Eternal will call facts excuses. Y'all killing me in the chat. Y'all going at it to each other on the chat, huh? Y'all in the chat going back and forth, ain't it? Bernard Jr., what's good with it? He says the logic with some of these fans, yo, it's killing me, bro. Like, I'll be trying to figure out in my head, like, where do y'all get this? Do y'all know y'all own team? Do y'all know y'all own team before y'all start saying stuff? You know what I mean? Like, think about it. Y'all want like when they bring up getting other quarterbacks and stuff like that, and it's like, yo, y'all, that quarterback didn't do nothing. It's funny. Oh, Cash Lord back at it. Cash Lord back at it. You think he gonna hit me with that? Ooh. You think you're gonna hit me with that? Bing bow. Let's see what Cash Lord says. He says, "What's your excuse for Carr not able to throw 4 touchdowns in the game this season? But Allen threw 4 touchdowns to his third string. What the fuck y'all need to do your homework?" He did that one time, bro. He did that one time and he lost. He did it one time and he lost. I mean, what does it matter? Carr doesn't have to throw 4 touchdowns. You know what I mean? Maybe he's able to win without having to throw 4 touchdowns. I don't know. How many rushing touchdowns did they get? How many rushing touchdowns did the Bills get, bro? Let me ask you that. Let me ask you. How many touchdowns did the Bills get? I'm curious. I'm about to look now. The Bills leading rusher. So the Bills, yeah. So the Bills didn't even. The Bills had. So the Bills running back. The Bills running back went 10 for 26. The Bills running back, again, I'll say it again. The Bills running back went 10 for 26 and 1 touchdown. 10 of 26 for 1 touchdown. I mean, this motherfucker throwing the ball every time. I suppose he's going to do that. And let me add to that. There's a reason our team can be top 15 in rushing touchdowns. We're top half of the league in rushing touchdowns, but we're literally the third worst in rushing yards. I don't know, man. Yeah, you do the math, bro. You do the math. Shout out to Ray for still fitting your unit shirt. None of mine fitting. Yo, man, I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing, man. Maybe you got to hit them weights again. You got to start waking up and doing your PT in the morning again so you can fit it, or them thing, or you got to get a new one, brother. I don't know. You got to represent, though. You got to represent. Untouchable says, yo, rated tape. Who you think we trade? I think it's Furrow and Kwiatkowski. I don't know if we trade Kwiatkowski. We might just release him, in my opinion. I think we just release him. But Furrow, I don't know, man. We might. I don't know what's up with Furrow, man, because his contract, the way his contract set up, it's looking rough, yo. Nick G says, did Jacobs get Air Force DUI again? Air Force DUI again. What does that mean? I hope he didn't get another DUI. I haven't heard anything about somebody getting a DUI. Something just dropped right now. It says the Raiders will wait till after Sunday's 49ers and Rams NFC Championship to interview 49ers DC linebacker coach DeMeco Ryans. As reported earlier, the Raiders aren't in a major rush and will let the new GM play a key part in the head coach search. Y'all heard it there. Jeff Henderson in the building. He says, is the NFL going to change their overtime? I think after this year they are, bro. I think after this year, people complaining and everybody's saying, the overtime rules is garbage. I definitely think they're going to change the overtime rules, man. But if y'all can, make sure to hit the like button, yo. Make sure to rate the like button if y'all can, and hit the subscribe button if y'all new. Follow the kid at Rated Tape on Instagram and Twitter. Y'all know what it is. Let's get back to it. Joseph said just signed Harbaugh already. Yeah, bro. I totally agree, man. I totally agree. I just think that they're going to bring in a GM, then they're going to bring in a coach. They're just waiting to hire Dodds, in my opinion. You know what I mean? That's just my opinion. Until we hear that Dodds withdraws from the Raiders, I think he's going to be the guy, and he'll bring in Harbaugh. He says, you need to have Cash Lord and Eternal pull up in the live and debate them, bro. I mean, if people want it, I'm always down for a debate, man, but I just never want to make it just just make it a tunnel vision kind of debate, because then I feel like I'm ignoring the rest of the chat when I focus on people, certain people, you know what I mean? So I just try to get to them, but at the same time, I try to move on, if you see what I'm saying. Y'all turning this into a Carr debate, man. Here y'all go. Frank White says, to be honest, this year I have to trade Carr. His value is up. You can get multiple first rounders. Carr is Phillip Rivers at best. Oh, Carr is not Phillip Rivers, bro. I don't know about that, bro. He's better than Rivers, man. I don't know about that. Bro. That's tough. He said he's Phillip Rivers at best. I don't know about that. That boy tweaking. Randy Savage says, what do you think about DJ Chark? Yeah, I touched on DJ Chark a little bit. That's one of my free agent wish lists. One of the guys on my free agent wish list for sure. Out the Octagon says, what the F? So you want to trade Carr for Wilson, but you think Carr is better? I don't know what y'all kind of conversation y'all got going on right now. That sounds crazy. Harbaugh is not keeping Gus. He's getting Fangio 100%, bro. He's not going to keep Gus Bradley if we get, what's his name? I mean, Carr won more without number one wide receivers, while Wilson had Lockett and Metcalf and a better defense. I mean, bro, you can't argue that, bro. You can't argue that. And what's crazy to me is that the only way to make Derek Carr look bad, you have to compare him to literally the best of the best. Like, notice how Cash Lord is comparing Carr to the best quarterbacks in the league right now. Like, we just watched two of the best quarterbacks in the league play in the divisional round of the playoffs, and that's what we have to compare our quarterback to say he's not good enough. But hold on, let's take a step back. Cash Lord, can you compare our defense to the Bills' defense? Can you do that? Can you compare our receivers to the Bills' receivers? Can you do that? Please just do that before you move on to the quarterback spot. You know what I mean? You need to have the same. The thing is, I don't think people understand how experiments work. You have to have the same thing. Like, the only variable can be the quarterback if you compare quarterbacks. So if you want to compare Allen and Carr, that means everything has to be a constant. That means everything has to be the same. The defense has to be the same. The wide receivers have to be the same. The O-line, the coaching, everything needs to be the same. The only thing different would be the quarterback. So you can't sit here and say, well, would he do this? Would he do that? Blah, blah, blah. Well, I mean, bro, Aaron Rodgers just put up fucking 10 points. Aaron Rodgers didn't do shit. Why aren't you comparing Carr to Aaron Rodgers right now? Why don't you go do that? That's all I'm saying, bro. Like, it doesn't make sense. He scored 4 touchdowns. I mean, fuck. Patrick Mahomes scored 5 touchdowns against us. Bro, Patrick Mahomes scored 5 touchdowns against us, bro. Like, think about it. Think about the logic there. Just think about it. I'm just saying, yo. Mafioso, so Wilson is better talent-wise, but he isn't worth trading for and breaking the bank when he hasn't been able to work with what he has. Seahawks are either mediocre or first-round exits. 100%, bro. Exactly. Like, I don't see where people are getting off on all this idea of like, oh, well, this or this. And it's like, well, let's say it like this. Say Josh Allen's better, which I think Josh Allen is better. He's one of my favorite quarterbacks. Josh Allen, right? You want to compare him to Josh Allen? Where are you going to get Josh Allen at? Cash Lord, who has not been better around Carr? Who has not been better around Carr? Tell me. I'm confused on what you're saying, bro. Who has not been better? Are you telling me Zay Jones has not been better? A fifth-string wide receiver in Zay Jones, bro. Are you telling me who, bro, Cash Lord, you're not making sense, dog. Because tell me who has not got. So Nelson Aguilar didn't have his best years. Who didn't have his best years? Cash Lord, you don't make sense, bro. Name somebody. Name somebody that came to the Raiders and played like shit because of Carr. Name somebody that, name an OBJ that was on the Raiders, right? You know what I mean? OBJ. OBJ was on the Browns. OBJ was on the Browns looking like shit with Baker Mayfield. Went to the Rams, and all of a sudden, name a wide receiver that came to the Raiders, Cash Lord, and played like shit. And I'm waiting because you're not commenting. You haven't commented, Cash Lord. I know you're still watching. Name the receiver that you think has underperformed because of Carr. Bro, where Cash Lord? I know you could type faster than that, bro. Please. He ain't right. He ain't saying nothing. He ain't saying nothing. Look, he's gone. Cash Lord gone. You gone already, bro? Oh my gosh, look at that. All right, next. Who's next, bro? Let's get it. Let's get it. Who's next? Before we close this out, man, who's next, man? Yeah, I think it's Eternal Boss. Burrow sacked 9 times, no fumbles. Carr sacked 9 times. You know a fumble or two would happen, and the excuses would flow. Okay, he would fumble. What's your point? Let's see what happens. What's good with it, Chung? What's good with it, Chacky? What's good with it? I'm just look. This boy said Deshaun Jackson. That boy said Cash Lord is crickets. Look, pull up Cash Lord. I appreciate you bring. Oh my gosh, Deshaun Jackson. Bro, Cash Lord, are you literally using Deshaun Jackson? All right, bro. So you just did the conversation, bro. Cash Lord dead the conversation with that answer. D-Jax is the best you could do. Deshaun Jackson. So Deshaun Jackson underperformed because of Oh my God, bro. You can't make this shit up. You can't make this shit up. You cannot make this shit up. You can bring in a recovering drug addict and put that motherfucker from wide receiver to tight end, and that motherfucker is a superstar top 3 tight end with Carr. Jared Cook came in to Oakland and had his best season with Derek Carr. Michael Crabtree, best season with Derek Carr. Amari Cooper has had identical stats, whether he's with the Raiders or with the Cowboys. His stats are identical. What receiver? Seth Roberts. Who the fuck was Seth Roberts before and after the Raiders? Who is Seth Roberts? Please tell me. I'll wait. Hunter Renfrow came here. Hunter Renfrow is a 5'10", 185-pound fucking wide receiver, breaking Jerry Rice's franchise's records, bro. Who on this Raiders team has underperformed because of Carr? So you're saying Deshaun Jackson is underperforming because of Derek Carr? Bro, that's drunk talk, bro. That's drunk talk, bro. There's no way. There's no way you're sitting here and you're going to use Deshaun Jackson as an underperforming because of Derek Carr. No, don't add. No. Now you're gonna say, "Oh, will Gabriel Davis ball out with Derek Carr?" What tells you he wouldn't? Cash Lord, what tells you he wouldn't do well with Derek Carr? I'm confused. What tells you that Gabriel Davis wouldn't do well with Derek Carr? You don't make any sense. You have no. You make no sense. He said D-Jax was cut by the Rams. He says, what the exactly. Now he brings up Gabriel Davis. Renfro was not a baller in college. What are you talking about? He was a 5th-round receiver. Bro, he was not even the first receiver off his team drafted, bro. Hunter Renfro was not a baller out of college. Fucking stop the cap. Nigga, you capping, bro. You capping right now, dog. You capping right now. And whoever said Michael Crabtree didn't have his best seasons with the Raiders is a damn lie. You could go look at the stats. We finna do it. We got over 300 in chat. We need 300. We need 300 likes, man. How many likes we got on this mug, bro? How many likes we got on this joint? How many likes we got on this joint, yo? I need to know. How many likes we got on this one, yo? 194. Hit the like button, yo. If we could get, yo, I'm finna send the link in the chat. I'm finna send a link in the chat. And whoever want this debate, Cash Lord, I'm gonna send the link, but we need at least 200 likes. And I'm gonna send the link to Cash Lord, and we finna get it in. We need them likes up, bro. Let's get them likes up to 250, baby. We got over 300 in the chat. We need at least 250 likes, yo. Come on now. And Cash Lord, and y'all gonna see me and Cash Lord. We gonna close this thing out, man. Because look, I ain't going back and forth with both. He says I'll be scary. I don't think that boy know he got worked up for him. We ain't shadow boxing no more. This ain't sparring. We ain't sparring no more. We need 13 more likes. 13 more likes. Let's get it, y'all. 13 more likes, y'all. And we finna go in. Bro. Let's see what's cracking. Let's see what kind of debate we gotta get at right here, man. Let's see what we gotta get. 7 more likes. Cash Lord, you still in the building, bro? You still in the building, Cash Lord? You still in the building? I gotta find that comment, bro. I gotta find that comment where bro said I was scary though. I ain't gonna lie. That right there was hold up. He said, send a link. Stop being scary. Uh-oh. That boy said, stop being scary. Let's see what we got. Let's see what we got in store, man. I'm ready. Let's go. Let's get to this super chat real quick, though. ONT6, appreciate you, brother. Part of the fam. He says, what up, Ray? How's the family doing? Who do you want as GM, head coach, and who should we draft? Biggest need going into the offseason. Raiders. 100%, bro. Look, the fam's doing good, bro. The kids going back to school, man. Look, I last week I wasn't around because I had to have my boys. Somebody at their school got COVID. They weren't letting the kids go back to school, so I had to have my kids all last week. That's why I wasn't really out here like that. But I'm back. Look, it's Monday morning. Had to do a morning show. Keep it lit with y'all. Appreciate you asking, man. He says, and who do I have as GM and head coach? Look, based on the smoke and all the fire that's going on, it's definitely looking like Dodds and Harbaugh. As far as who we should draft, I definitely want to go look at defense first. I would rather go defense first and pick the best available defensive player. Best available. And then when it comes up the second round, I would definitely look at a wide receiver. I wouldn't mind looking at a wide receiver in the first. That's what I've always said. But at the same time, this wide receiver class is so deep. Not only that, we also have a ton of players we can look at in free agency. So I feel like we could kind of get the veteran presence at wide receiver in free agency, and then we could look kind of later in the draft for a wide receiver if we are not able to get that number, that first round wide receiver that we really, really want. But Cash Lord pulled up. Okay. Let's see what we got, man.
What's good, man? I'm just saying though, man. Like, look, man, Josh Allen's like he made Gabriel Davis look good, bro. 4 TDs in the game. My point is like if Brian Edwards goes to the Bills, will he ball out with Allen? Is it Carr like, you know what I mean? Like,
so look.
But look, we're in the NFL though, right? The best talented players. Everybody's talented, boy. Everybody.
Yeah.
Tom Brady did it with less. Everybody done it with less. You feel me? I'm not saying Carr can't get it done, but what I'm saying is Gabriel Davis, bro. So Gabriel Davis came to the Raiders. Carr would ball out with him. That's all I'm saying. I want people to.
You can't. The thing is, you can't use one game. You can't use one game as the whole entire argument, because there's certain instances that you have to take a step back and think about it. Why was Zay Jones traded from the Bills? Why was Zay Jones not doing good with the Bills? If everybody's good, like, hold on, let me say my part. I'll let you say yours. You said that everybody's good, right? Why wasn't Zay Jones doing what he's doing this year with the Raiders? Why wasn't he doing that with the Bills, at least doing that with the Bills? Why did the Bills trade him away and go get Stephon Diggs? They trade away a first-round pick to go get Stephon Diggs and then trade away Zay Jones to us.
Who wouldn't though? Diggs? Like, who wouldn't trade for Diggs?
But
though?
Think about it. Why does Josh Allen need that if he's so great? If Josh Allen's so great, right, and Derek Carr sucks, right? Why the fuck would we get Zay Jones? But why would we get Zay Jones if Josh Allen's great? They wouldn't have to trade Zay Jones.
But look, Zay Jones is not bad at it. Zay Jones is cool.
They get Diggs.
Diggs, of course. Who wouldn't trade to get Diggs though? I mean, Zay Jones out the picture. Period. He was doing all right with the Bills. He caught some TDs. He was doing cool. If you look at his stats, he's not all that exactly. But why would we trade for him though? That's upstairs fucking up trying to get him.
Well, you just said it, brother. You just said it. Now you're going. Now you're blaming upstairs. Now you're blaming upstairs.
But
right?
It's not even that though. Like you could ball out with anybody. Like, to be real, Renfro. I mean, he was a baller in college too. People didn't really look at him like that.
Yeah,
but he was.
Was Renfro a baller, like CeeDee Lamb baller?
No, because he had T. Higgins shadowing him. You got T. Higgins. You got to throw the ball to T. Higgins. Be real.
Exactly. He wasn't even the best receiver on his team.
Why did Belichick want him to though? Well, he had some type of talent. You can't say he was whack. He had some talent.
I never said he was whack. I never said he was whack.
He's not elite. I'm not saying Renfro's hella elite, but he's cool. He's good.
So Stephon Diggs elite?
Hell yeah. What the fuck?
Elite, right? Why does Josh Allen need an elite receiver for?
Everybody needs an elite receiver, but I mean, you don't have to have an elite receiver.
Hold on, but not Derek Carr, right?
Huh?
But not Derek Carr.
Garoppolo has elite receivers right now? Hold on.
So Diablo.
Exactly. Debo's cool. Debo's cool, but who else?
I think Diablo is elite.
Who's Diablo? You mean Debo?
Excuse me.
Hold on.
On my mind. Debo.
Nah, it's for boy, look. Debo's a beast. Yeah, I give him that. But look, who else does he have? He's throwing who else is he throwing to though? Who?
George Kittle ain't elite.
George Kittle's elite too, but if Waller not elite, hold on. Waller is not elite. Is Waller elite?
Is Shanahan
you'll take Kittle over Waller. Hold on.
Right now, yes.
He's a better blocker. Yeah, he is.
Hold on. Right now, yes, I would take Kittle. And last year, I was saying, and I was making this argument that Waller was better than Kittle, and I've had to change up and say Kittle is better than Waller.
I think Kittle's more aggressive. Look, Kittle is way more aggressive.
When have you ever seen Waller break a tackle and take it to the house?
Waller don't break tackles like that. Be real with that.
Bro. How many times have you seen George Kittle break 3 tackles and keep going and score a touchdown?
But hold on though, if Waller catches a ball down the middle, is anybody going to catch him?
Yes, it already happened against Green Bay.
We got our asses. What about Kittle? Kittle don't have that speed either though.
Yeah, Kittle don't have that tackle, and he's going to score though.
Yeah, he is.
Okay, hold on. What about this? When's the last time you seen a player like Jamar Chase catch a 1-yard screen pass and take it 50 yards? When's the last time you seen
Jamar Chase do that on the Raiders? Crazy good.
When's the last time you seen somebody do that on the Raiders? You can't even remember.
I want to say Amari Cooper did it once.
Amari Cooper did it against the Chargers.
Yeah.
And he ain't been on the team in like 3 years.
But you see that pass, those 60 air yards to Gabriel Davis, he didn't have to break no tackles. He was just on the money with that.
Derek Carr is top 3 in air yards in the league.
I know, but what about his touchdowns? That's what matters. Get in the red zone. You can't be blaming all the
our red zone offense is garbage. You got to think about that. And that's
exactly, but it's the QB too, though. You can't just blame the coach.
So why were we top 15 in red zone from 2014 to 2017, but then 2018,
Exactly.
when we got Gruden, we went from top 15 red zone offense to being a bottom 10 red zone offense when Gruden got here. So the first 4 years we had Carr, we were top 15 in red zone. The moment Gruden got here in 2018, we went from top 15 to bottom 10 in red zone. So that right there, in my opinion, that's coaching. That's just my opinion. Look,
I heard you can audible out the line too and make your own play though, right?
You can't audible make your own play.
You can hand the ball off to Jacob too.
Yeah, but this offense is based off choosing a play based off the defense. So you go out there, you have 2 plays. You pick this play or that play based on it.
But look, you can look. This is what Carr's biggest thing is though. He doesn't hear the footsteps when he's about to fumble. Like you got to be able to run. You see how Tom Brady was moving in the pocket, running around. He's not as mobile, but he's smart moving around. Yeah. I need to see more of that in Carr, bro. You stop sitting there like a statue getting stripped every time. That's what everyone needs to see. His awareness in the pocket is horrible. He needs to fucking move his legs, bro. He's fast. He could do that.
I 100% agree.
I'm sick of seeing the strip sacks, boy. Like you could blame the O-line, but you really look as how many pressures he caused himself. You feel me? Like, come on.
Yeah, he could definitely get rid of the ball faster, and a lot of points he could get rid of the ball faster. I think when we were playing the Bengals, that fumble was on him. In my opinion, that fumble was on him when we played the Bengals. I feel like he should have got the ball out a lot faster. But when you talk about strictly, just talk about the quarterback. I just don't see the argument in saying that he is that bad to where we have to replace him. I just don't see it because you take a step back and you look at teams. And for instance, you look at teams like the Rams. Everybody was saying that Carr was a Stafford kind of player. Well, what the fuck did Stafford just do when he has a team with competent players, competent coaching?
You can't compare them though. Can't.
Who?
Does Stafford run to the sideline and throw the ball away, or does he take a big hit and throw it deep?
No. Before you say that,
Stafford ever throw the ball away like Carr?
Before Stafford was traded to the Rams.
Oh man, the Lions are horrible. You can't compare anybody on the Lions. I don't want to hear about the Lions, bro. The Lions is horrible. Be real. Carr on the Lions would be worse,
horrible, bro.
Yeah, they're all right now. They're working. We getting there.
When's the last time you seen the Raiders play a playoff game without Derek Carr?
When's the last time?
Yeah.
When's the last time we won a playoff game with Derek Carr? That's all I want.
When's the last time you seen the Raiders in the playoffs without Derek Carr?
Because it's been 9 years. Who else had a shot? Who else is
hold on. Answer the question, bro. When's the last time you seen the Raiders in the playoffs without Derek Carr?
It's obviously Rich Gannon. You know that.
Yeah, but when was that?
Oh, fucking! You talking about? If you want to talk about when he brought him in 2016, we could talk about Connor Cook or whoever the fuck was there, McGlone, whoever.
When was the last time, bro?
Yeah, in 2002. Yeah, we was trash all those years.
Right?
Yeah. So
you're telling me from 2002 to 2014 we ain't made the playoffs?
No, we haven't. Nope.
What kind of?
I'm talking about right now. We can talk about the past all day, but I'm talking about right now.
Were we a good franchise?
I mean, hell no, we weren't.
Were we the Detroit Lions?
We weren't. We didn't go 0-16, so now we're gonna compare us to them.
Bro, we were the fucking Detroit Lions. Like and from 2002 to 2014, we were the Detroit Lions. Bro.
Hey, but check this out though. Chris Campbell got us 8-8 though. Chris Campbell got us 8-8 with like less talent than Carr. And when you went 8-8,
about 8-8,
you want to talk about the past? You brought the past though. I'm just saying.
We've already been 12-4.
McFadden, and then he has Jacobs. Stop it,
bro.
He had McFadden,
bro. We've got. You guys are complaining about 8-8 right now.
I'm talking about the look, man. The future is here right now. We got a good team. Let's be real. Cut the fumbles, cut the picks. We'll be better shape. But I'm not saying Carr ain't the guy. Get him a number 1 receiver. Maybe we could see what he could do. But I'm saying if Carr had Gabriel Davis, Josh Allen was making that boy look good out there yesterday.
Okay, name out of all the playoff teams. Name a team that has a worse wide receiver group.
That's why they're in the playoffs, though. Everyone that made the playoffs, who had a worse wide receiver group, everybody has talent in the NFL.
No. Stop. Who had the worst wide receiver group in the playoffs?
I'll take Zay, Renfro, and Edwards over Debo because that's all they got. I'll take 3 receivers over 1.
All right, man.
Am I lying or no? How is Frisco doing it, though? Jimmy G's not that great, bro.
Bro,
Carr got to find a way to get it done.
Stop it, bro.
He almost beat the Bengals. He almost beat the Bengals.
You capping now.
He almost did.
You just said you.
So hold on. That last throw in triple coverage, you throw that shit in Madden on rookie. That was a dumbass throw. Be real.
Bro, come on, man.
You don't even throw that shit in Madden, boy. Stop it.
No, you capping now. There's no way you would take. There's no way
you so you respect that last throw by Carr when he didn't even scan the whole field like that.
Look,
I'm just saying, bro. If you top 10, you make that throw though. If you top 10 and you elite, you make that throw with a clean pocket. You make that throw.
Well, think about it. Would you rather have that
because he trusts his best friend too much?
Russell Wilson's throwing the Super Bowl. Think about
I have Russell Wilson over him any day. He had 25 TDs in less games than Carr. 25 6 picks. What's your argument on that?
You can't take one play and use it to identify.
I can use several plays, bro. I can use all them strip sacks, all the pick sixes he threw. How many pick sixes did Russell Wilson throw this season? How many?
I don't know, man. I don't know,
Thank
man.
you. You take Russell over him any day.
He didn't win as many games, though. I thought that's what that mattered.
Yeah, because Geno Smith played most of the games. He played like 3 or 4. You can't jump broken thumb. Let me see Carr come in with a broken thumb and win 7 games.
Carr already broke his finger and his back in a year and had the same amount of wins.
Yeah, but Russell Wilson, look at his fucking whole series.
Don't say yeah, but he already broke his and his finger.
25 TDs in less games. Carr only had 24. What's your argument on that?
Come on now, man.
How many fumbles did Russell have this year? Let me count. How many turnovers? Compare that, bro. You just be real. I'll take Carr over Wilson any day. Wilson over Carr any day.
Yeah, see, I'm not doing it, man. I'm not paying.
And look, DK and Lockett, y'all saying they're hella good? They're elite? Stop.
Hold on. You want to take it there? So you telling me that
Russell will ball out with the offense we have right now? Yes.
What wide receiver is better than DK Metcalf right now?
What? Waller's way better than him. What? It don't matter, bro. Waller isn't a receiver. Waller is a receiver.
It's literally Darren Waller at wide receiver.
Exactly. So what's the excuse? Carr has DK Metcalf, right? Waller's Metcalf, but he can't throw him the touchdown.
DK Metcalf is better than Waller because DK Metcalf is doing what Waller wish he could do at wide receiver. There's a reason Waller is a tight end and not a receiver because he cannot play wide receiver.
Hey, Russell Wilson can ball out, bro, in the Raiders offense. He can move. He's mobile.
Who?
Russell. He's way more mobile than Carr.
Okay, what happened to Kyler Murray?
Kyler Murray's trash. Don't compare him to Russell. He don't got no rings.
Bro.
Kyler Murray is garbage. He has a super team. He had Hopkins, Kirk, and AJ Green. I don't want to hear about Tyler Murray. He's garbage.
Yeah, but he's mobile.
He's garbage, bro. He throws picks like a mobile. He's little. He can't even see over his O-line.
So is Wilson. Wilson's little. He can't even see his O-line.
Wilson got way more, man. Wilson just got winning quarterback. Look at the stats. I'm not lying, bro. I wish I could lie about this, but I can't.
Stats. When he went to the Super Bowl, he had the '1 defense in the league. Ever since then, he hasn't done shit.
He went to the playoffs last year. What are you talking about?
Bro,
what the fuck?
The Niners were non-existent. That division was garbage.
Hell no, bro. Hey, watch next season. You want to talk about Russell?
It was garbage. That's why Goff lost his job last year. The Niners had so many injuries. That's why they had a top pick. Think about it. The division was garbage, bro. Why do you think they fell off this year? Why do you think they went to the playoffs having a 9-7?
But it's not all Russell though. Russell's a good quarterback, bro. Look at his stats. With that horrible team, 25 TDs, less games than Carr. Why can't Carr throw 25? This season with less.
Look, bro. Look.
No fumbles, no picks. You guys stay stuck when I bring that up. Look at his turnovers. When I bring up Russell's picks and his fumbles, y'all be quiet. Y'all stay quiet when I bring that up.
No, nobody's getting quiet because you'll bring up the turnovers and you'll bring up the touchdowns.
But that's what matters. Turnovers win football games.
But you don't bring up the fact that we actually won more games. So that's what I'm confused about because
he was hurt, bro. You know that.
When I used to talk about stats, you guys would always dismiss the stats and be like, he don't win. He don't win games. Now all of a sudden we win games, we go to the playoffs, and now y'all want to talk about stats.
Bro, if Russell Wilson was on that Raider team.
When you guys try to argue against Carr, you guys will change the argument. And you guys will move the goalpost.
Bro, look, I'm not saying Carr ain't the one. He's cool.
First it was, could he do that with Gabriel Davis? Well, goddamn, he already got one of Josh Allen's weak-ass wide receivers and turned him into a solid wide receiver in Zay Jones. So I don't know. That question right there is kind of weird. Because
Zay was never the number 2 over there.
And then you can't
what are you
even
talking
answer
about?
the question when I said, okay, what wide receiver did we get that underperformed? Bro, you said Deshaun Jackson.
Hella people underperformed under him. What?
Who
else had a 1,000-yard season besides Cooper and Kraft? Who else?
Bro, who?
If he's so good, who else? If he's so good, who else did he throw besides Cooper and fucking and Crabtree 1,000 yards right now? Who? Tell me right now. Who did he make look so good? Aguilar only had 800 yards. Aguilar had 800. Stop it. He has not become a baller after Carr. We know what he could do. Aguilar is not the guy, bro. I don't care if Seth Roberts. Y'all brought Seth Roberts up. Oh my God. 6 touchdowns in a season and he made him a baller.
I'm asking you a question though. I'm asking you a question. Who underperformed under Carr?
Hella receivers underperformed. I can name a whole list.
Name one.
Seth Roberts underperformed for sure. I don't know how y'all think he balled out. Aguilar underperformed. If it ain't 1,000 yards and 10 TDs, if it ain't 1,000 yards and 10 TDs, it ain't a good performance year, boy. You ain't elite. Stop.
Yeah, but you're not making an argument though.
So we talking about receivers that got 700 yards and 8 touchdowns. That's the big ass Carr made them. Hell yeah. Y'all trying to hype that up? No, he did not make. If he made somebody like Henry Ruggs was probably one he was gonna make hella raw, honestly.
Yeah, I could give you that. Henry Ruggs was a first-round draft pick. You don't make first-round draft pick wide receivers, bro. You're a first-round. Yeah. You already
so was Amari Cooper.
Good. Making a player is somebody that is drafted. Play, that's
he really hasn't made anybody be real besides Crabtree. Whoever came over here, who else had 1,000 yards?
Answer this question: Who was supposed to be good on this team that didn't perform that good? Answer that question.
Edwards, 3rd round. He was supposed to be raw. He was supposed to be the next TO, supposedly.
Yeah, and Trent Brown was supposed to be the LeBron James, the fucking right tackles. You're listening to Gruden.
Trent Brown's horrible.
You're using statements from a guy that got fired. It's not even the head coach anymore, bro.
Who? What are you talking about?
You're using Gruden's statements. You said he's supposed to be the next TO. That's what Gruden said.
I don't know. I was saying that too because this draft was cool. Like he looked good in college.
You was wrong as fuck, just like you are about Carr, because Brian Edwards is non-existent. How does Zay Jones get more production?
But we don't know if Brian Edwards ain't that guy, though. We don't know yet unless he goes to another team and balls out, and then we'll know. If it's trash on another team,
hold on. Like
we'll figure it out. Huh?
Like Seth Roberts did? Like when
Seth Roberts didn't do shit. Why do you think we let him go? We knew he wasn't that guy. Why would we? What else would we let him go?
Bro, what? You about to make my fucking head explode, bro. Hold on. So,
Gabriel Davis, I'll take Gabriel Davis over Seth Roberts.
I'm asking you.
I'll tell you like.
Yeah, but I'm asking you. You're saying you're trying to say that people are underperforming, but nobody performs better when they leave the Raiders. So how the fuck are they underperforming?
Of course they underperform. They're aging and shit. They're not the same guy after next year. We don't know what they did in the
Amari Cooper. Why didn't Amari Cooper do better with the Cowboys?
I mean, he's not doing better. I never thought Amari Cooper was raw, though. I never was the hype man on Amari Cooper.
Like, where's your argument right now, bro? Like, who on the Raiders?
You're the one that's saying that. I'm just telling you, Carr has never made somebody look that good, boy. If Amari Cooper caught like 20 TDs and like 1,500 yards, I believe you.
Hold on. What about Waller? What about Darren Waller?
Waller's been balling. Hell yeah. But the Ravens never gave him an opportunity to play, though. No one knew about Waller until Gruden discovered him.
God. How do you know Carr didn't make him good if he doesn't go to another team like you just said about Roberts, though?
Hold on. The tight ends with the Ravens were Doyle and who else was there? No, who was the tight end? Mark Andrews wasn't there. So who was the tight end over Waller over there? It was the Ravens.
Who was a wide receiver with the Ravens at the time?
Was he a wide receiver? Well, who did they have at that time right there? The Ravens. Who did they have at receiver? Then we could discuss it.
They didn't really have anybody that good.
So that was their fault for that. I don't know if he was on drugs or what. So you can't speak on Waller because we don't know what he was on at that time. You feel me? We can't. We don't know what Waller was going through or whatever. He had mental health issues.
Man. Hey, I appreciate you coming on, though, man. I appreciate you.
Hey, but don't lie, man. I be spitting facts, Raid. I had you stuck for a little bit. Be real.
Look, man.
I'm not the one, bro. I'm not the one.
I'll give you this.
I'm not the one. I know my shit
because it's a fact. The fact that Carr has too many turnovers is a fact. There's no disputing that. So when you come up here saying, he fumbles too much, I agree with you. I don't think I've ever been on my show and said, Carr doesn't fumble a lot. That's bullshit. I'd be lying.
But look,
He fumbles too much. But as far as throwing turnovers, making bad decisions, I don't think Carr does that. That's my opinion. I don't think he makes
He just made one bad decision in the playoffs, though. That's it. That was horrible. And I'm pick sixes,
playoffs, bro. I just honestly
yeah. I'm just saying. I'm just trying to win. I'm just trying to win a division and make Raider Nation better, bro. That's all I want, boy. I want what you want. I want exactly what we want.
I want the team to be better. You know, I want a Stephon Diggs, bro.
Hell yeah.
We don't have a Stephon Diggs. If we had a Stephon Diggs, then look, think about it like this, bro. Stephon Diggs, Henry Ruggs was our Stephon Diggs. You know, I'm just saying. That would have been our Stephon Diggs.
Yeah.
So then Gabriel Davis, Hunter Renfrow was our Gabriel Davis.
Yeah.
So
but Hunter Renfrow never caught 4 TDs in a game.
You said what?
That's crazy. Said Gabriel Davis. I mean, Hunter never caught 4 TDs in a game. Gabriel Davis did do it. I got to shout out him, man.
It's a good game by Davis, but who was Davis before this game, bro?
I mean, he was all right in the regular season this year. This was Gabriel Davis' first year as a lightweight starter because last year he didn't get time like that because they had what's his name on the other side. They had John Brown.
I know you're talking about.
So this is basically Gabriel Davis' first year as to show what he could do, and he's been proving himself. So I'll give him that.
So
he didn't do shit last year because no one knew who he was.
But you see my point, though. You see my point, though. Henry Ruggs was our Stephon Diggs, and Hunter Renfrow would have been our. You know what I mean? Who knows what would have happened if we still had Ruggs? But you take away Diggs off that team, Gabriel Davis ain't doing shit. He wouldn't be doing all that, bro. Because
that's what I'm saying. If Zay Jones would have stayed over there,
they just be looking at Gabriel Davis.
If Zay Jones would have stayed over there with Diggs, though, Zay Jones would have good numbers too. Let's be real. If Diggs, if Zay Jones stayed,
if think about it like this, Farrell. Let me get a super chat real quick. Renfrow never had 1K reception yards until the pros. Until now, the pros.
Of course, bro. Everybody knows that he's not number 1 or number 2. He's a 3. He's a slot.
Says, why you even wasting your time with this dude?
No, they act like I'm not spitting facts, though, man. If I was out here spitting some dumb shit, then get at me. But come on now. I'm just saying, bro.
JR says Debo is a number 1 on this team. And what's Wilson's excuse last year? They went 12-4 to be a first-round exit. When was the last time he won anything?
He won a Super Bowl. I don't want to hear anything bad on him.
You're not going to win anything without a defense. Let's just put it that way. I've already proven.
You know what? You know who proved that shit? The fucking the Bengals defense is stepping up hard too.
Yeah, the Bengals defense is good. And look, you have to take a step back, bro. You have to take a step back and think about it. Like we lost to the Bengals, and it was a close game, right?
Hell yeah.
The Bengals are going to the AFC Championship right now.
Yep.
So obviously we lost to a pretty fucking good team.
Hell yeah. That's why I'm like, damn, I don't know if I should have been so hard on Gus Bradley because damn, like they beat the Titans and they forced all those turnovers.
And most definitely.
So it's like, damn, and I don't even want to bring Olsen up, but damn, Olsen's got some points on them too. Like, whoa. But man.
We'll see. We'll see what happens, man. Look, I love the debates. I'm glad you came up here, man, and was able to chop some game. Cash Lord Raider pulled up on us, man. He was in the chat. You want to pull up, so I appreciate you pulling up, man. It was a good debate. It was a good debate. Right. Everybody in the chat going crazy, man. But I appreciate you pulling up, man. Raider Nation.
Hell yeah, we need to get better and win the division.
And supporting, man. Appreciate you.
Hell yeah. All right then, Ray.
All right, man. Appreciate you, bro. Yep, that was Cash Lord, man. We just went back and forth a little bit about Derek Carr. Somebody wanted to go at it. We was going back and forth. Let me know what y'all think in the chat. Let's get back to it in the chat, man. He says, NorCal JG says, ladies and gentlemen, that is Cash Lord debating with Ray the tape. Yeah, man, that was Cash Lord. Whoever said, thank God. Yo, tripping. Steven Richardson says, Carr was fit the most sack quarterback, and if not for his quick release, would have been the most. I agree. But to what Cash Lord was saying, Derek Carr fumbles too much. Derek Carr just turns the ball over in general too much. Shout out Naruto Uzumaki, man. I'm glad you were able to pull up. I hope you're able to send some chakra my way. I'm sorry, Ray, but Carr isn't that guy. I believe he can hold it down till we get that championship caliber quarterback. Look, until we build a team good enough to take that next step, I just really can't debate whether Carr's the guy or not. Like, we haven't had a team to say Carr is that guy or not, right? You have to think about it like this. A perfect example is the Los Angeles Rams. Los Angeles Rams had Jared Goff. They were able to evaluate Goff because they had a solid defense. They had multiple weapons. They had a good coaching staff, good play calling. He was missing the throws, right? I don't think there's a point to where you sit there and say, we're losing because Carr is missing every single fucking throw. And that's not happening. You know what I mean? We're not losing because Carr threw so many picks, we couldn't come back. He didn't do a Ryan Tannehill. Carr didn't pull a Ryan Tannehill, what Ryan Tannehill did yesterday. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, it was such a close game, but Tannehill could go out there and throw so many picks. Everybody was comparing Carr to Ryan Stafford. Why did I say Ryan Stafford? Matthew Stafford. Right? Everybody was comparing Carr to Matthew Stafford. Now that Matthew Stafford made the NFC Championship, goes out there, plays well, and beats the Bucs, now everybody's gonna take that comparison away because they don't want to have Carr look like that. They don't want to have Carr look or be compared to a quarterback that's in the NFC Championship. They don't want to do that. So Raider Nation 24 top 10. So who is better? I got Carr. Y'all know y'all know I like Carr, man. Y'all know I got Carr up there. Justin Herbert. I like Justin Herbert, man. And people flame me for this, but I'm taking Carr over Herbert, bro. I am. And look, I'm gonna take a step back. People gonna flame me for this, bro. And they have been. But Herbert is not a closer. I don't know what it is, if it's his personality or whatever. I like Herbert a lot. I like everything about his play. I like his size, 6'6", over 240 pounds. Herbert's a beast. But I don't know what it is about him. I just don't see him as a guy that's going to be able to close. I don't know if it's his personality. He just don't have that it factor. There's a huge difference between Herbert and Burrow. Burrow has that swagger to where he's going to go out there. He's going to go out there and he's going to stay calm throughout everything. Herbert, on the other hand, I feel like Herbert, I don't know, something with him. So there's something with him, bro. So we'll see. Red Blacks, he says, Carr, my QB1. Valerie, yes, Valerie. Carr is QB1 for sure. Top 5. Ooh, Carr top 5. Let's think about it. Watch Raider. Shout out Watch Raider in the building. He says, you got Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes. Would you blitz Joe Burrow as a top 5 quarterback? Would you put Joe Burrow as a top 5 quarterback? Who else would you put as a top 5 quarterback? Carr's definitely top 10. In my book, Carr's top 10. Easy. That's easy pickings. Easy top 10. What y'all saying? Said Carr in the no huddle is lethal. That is all I know. And it's interesting because I feel like we play better when we don't have to take calls from the sideline. I don't know if that's just me that noticed that, but do y'all notice like we play better when we don't have to take calls from the sideline? Oh my God, Chris H taking it way back. Look, this is damn near before my time, really. Chris H says, I'm old enough to remember Jay Schroeder. There's a quarterback that actually held the team back. Willie Gault, Mervin Fernandez, Tim Brown. Shout out Tim Brown, my favorite Raider of all time. Bo Jackson, Mark Allen, and he couldn't win. Sheesh. Could you imagine if we had that talent right now? We got top 8. Carr around 7 to 10 for me. Carr is beneath Herbert. Doubt it. Herbert's only won once against Carr so far in being in the division. He said, "You crazy, Ray?" Yeah. And I know people will hate me for that. I know people would hate me for that, say Herbert is better than Carr. But you guys have to understand that the Chargers went to the playoffs. The Chargers went to the playoffs in 2018. Did they not? Did the Chargers not go and beat the Ravens in 2018 to make it to divisional round against the Patriots? The Chargers were playing the Patriots in the divisional round in 2018. We are in 2011. If Herbert is that good, why the fuck aren't the Chargers back in the playoffs? Think about it. What did they lose? What did the Chargers lose between 2018 and 2021? Think about that, y'all. Think about it, guys. If Herbert was that good, why the fuck they not in the playoffs? How you missed the playoffs 2 years in a row with a guy that's supposed to be the next best quarterback? I'm just wondering. Somebody let me know. They were with Phillip Rivers in the divisional round in 2018 against the Patriots. They haven't been back to the playoffs since. So I'm trying to figure out what exactly makes Herbert so great. Yeah, he looks good and it's fun. But at the same time, why isn't Herbert making the playoffs? When the Chargers have a playoff caliber team, they made the playoffs in 2018. All they did was get rid of Rivers and upgrade their offensive line. Think about this. The Chargers O-line is better than it was in 2018 by far. Rashawn Slater, probably the best rookie offensive lineman out of the draft, is on the Chargers. They went and got a long-time veteran that blocked for Aaron Rodgers, now can block for Herbert and Lindsley. I believe it's Lindsley. They stacked their O-line. They still have Keenan Allen. They still have Mike Williams. They have Guyton. They have Eckler. They got Jared Cook. What more does Herbert need to be successful? That's what confuses me. Does he need a new coach? Is it the coaching? Like, come on now. Quit capping, bro. I know Herbert is a good quarterback, but at the same time, you guys can't sit here and act like he's God or something like that when he hasn't made the playoffs. Russell Wilson won the championship his first year. He had the number 1 ranked defense. So that right there, I'm just trying to tell you, it takes more than just a quarterback. But if Herbert was that good, he should be at least be able to make the playoffs. The Chargers made the playoffs. So the Chargers should have made playoffs. I agree. Their roster was nice. Yeah, bro. The Chargers roster is nice, bro. They ain't out here just. So what is it? Allen over Carr, or Allen just has Diggs and Carr has trash? Personally, I like Josh Allen. I like Josh Allen more than Carr. If we could get Josh Allen over Carr, I'd send Josh Allen over to Las Vegas right now. Right now. Josh Allen is better than Carr. But I think the thing is, Eternal Boss, is that you can't really evaluate Carr until we get continuity, consistency, and more talent. That's just my opinion, man. That's just my opinion. Look, like I brought up earlier, Zay Jones was on the Bills. Josh Allen couldn't work with Zay Jones, so they traded him, and then they went and got Stephon Diggs. When have we ever traded away one of our subpar wide receivers we drafted? Right? Are we going to trade Bryan Edwards and then go trade for one of the best receivers in the league so Carr can play with him and then build our defense to be a top 5 defense? Think about it, y'all. Like, this thing takes time to build a team, and I don't think people take in consideration. It's like, yeah, Josh Allen is good, but he's still fucking lost to the same person in our division. These people are losing to the people we have to play. The same people that y'all talking about, the same people that y'all want, are losing to the same people in our fucking division. Like, it don't make sense to me. It's like, it's flabbergasting. Like, bro, they can't even beat our division leaders, bro. And y'all bitching about what? Josh Allen is good, but he cannot beat our division leaders. Our division has the best team in the conference. Am I lying? Let me know. Like, come on. Josh Allen is good, and I would like Josh Allen. Let's see. Farrell says, I disagree. Herbert is the truth, but playing for the Chargers may hurt his career, just like Carr with the Raiders. Raiders suck as a franchise. Herbert is the truth. I'm not saying Herbert's not good. I think he for surely is the truth. I think he's a good quarterback. But what is it keeping the Chargers from being successful? That's all I'm saying. It just doesn't make sense to me. He says, Zay or no Zay. Allen is better, though. Shit, with or without Zay, Josh Allen is better. Josh Allen is growing into a great quarterback. I like Josh Allen. Should have won that game last night. Look, all I gotta say is he lost, man. He gave Mahomes time to score, and they went out and won. That's what happens. Look. says Herbert is 24. Bro, I don't care how old these dudes are, bro. I don't care. Joe, bro, what about Burrow, bro? Burrow, Russell Wilson, there's plenty of examples of guys coming in and still winning. What does Herbert being 24 have to do with any of that, bro? Is his team not good? I'm asking you a question. Is his team not good? Who has a better roster? Who has a better team? Who has a better coaching staff and more continuity? The Chargers or the Raiders? Like, bro, quit it, bro. Quit it, bro. Like, you're literally making excuses now. Now you're making excuses. Beforehand, I wasn't making excuses. I was just laying it out saying, look, this is what Herbert got. This is the team he's on. This is the team he was drafted to. So now you can tell me, why isn't he doing well? It's because he's 24. So now Justin Herbert's not doing well because he's 24 years old. Okay. I've never heard that before. I've never heard, oh, he's 24. That's why. What? It makes no sense at all. The Chargers aren't doing good because their quarterback is 24 years old. All right. Call it what you want. He's all Brady's 44. Age as quarterback don't matter. Exactly, bro. Like, what? Richard C says, so Carr's the future for the Raiders. In my opinion, he is. I don't see Derek Carr moving on from this team, man. Like, honestly, if Harbaugh comes in, I see Harbaugh keeping him. That's just my opinion. Only way I see Carr moving on is if we had got like a coach like Chip Kelly to where he just trades away a bunch of players, right? Like a shitty coach, I forgot his name, that coach from the Texans that went in and traded D-Hop for a third-round draft pick. Unless we got a coach like that came in and traded DC for like a third-round pick for a backup running back, DC gonna stay. Ray calling him Basura. No. No, he said he's seeing short-sighted. No. Definitely not. Definitely not. You must have missed part of the segment. Because Bill O'Brien. Thank you. Unless we bringing up Bill O'Brien, I don't think Carr gonna go anywhere. But hold on. People are saying some people think I'm saying being short-sighted when it comes to Herbert. No, look. Herbert was my favorite quarterback coming out of that draft. The draft he came out of, that was my favorite quarterback. I would have took him number one. I would have took him first. Probably not number one, but I'm just saying I would have took him. He would have been the first quarterback I picked. What I'm saying is the Chargers were successful in 2018. Okay? They were successful in 2018. Just 2 years later, they get their guy in Herbert. What's wrong with the Chargers team for them not to be successful is what I'm saying. And when you take a step back and look at the teams, you compare them, and people want to say Herbert's better than Carr. Okay. I mean, like I said, people are going to rip me for not saying that, but I'm not saying that. What makes you guys think that why isn't Herbert good enough to put that team over the hump? They made this playoffs in 2018. Now Herbert all of a sudden is the GOAT, but he can't get his team to the playoffs. I'm just confused. And I'll take it a step further. I'll take it one step further. Derek Carr, in his third year as the Raiders quarterback, took his team to the playoffs. I don't think people understand that. No, their defense isn't terrible. That's a lie. The Chargers defense is not terrible, bro. Chargers defense is not terrible. That's a lie. I don't know who said that, where they get that from, but that's not true. That is just not true. He said he lit us up week one. Who lit us up week one? Boy said I wish Dolphins drafted Herbert. Hey, no lie, bro. I don't want him in the division. Him and Mahomes, that's cold. That's cold. Andy Reid, why did Andy Reid have to come to the AFC West to the Chiefs? Why did Andy Reid have to come to the AFC West? Now, look, I want to say the Chargers defense is nice like that. You know what I mean? I want to say they're nice like that. They definitely have some good players on that side of the ball. They're just not the best. Let's go. I'm gonna just look. Yards, attempts, touchdown, interceptions, turnover 17th. Yo, the Chargers defense statistically isn't, you know what I mean? The Chargers defense ain't looking too good. You know what I mean? Whoever said that was spitting some facts. The Chargers defense actually isn't that good. 29th, that's not good. Their run defense sucked. I think their defense in general just sucked. Their rush defense definitely sucked. Their pass defense was pretty solid. I think their pass defense looked around, was around that top 10. Their rush defense was definitely bottom 5. Their rush defense was definitely bottom 5. Their defense wasn't that good. You got to give them that. You got to give them that. And it's interesting because you go back to that 2018 year, their defense was ranked 8th. And ever since then, it went to 14. 2020, it went to 23. So it's pretty tough. Yeah, we should have drafted Derwin James, in my opinion. But then we drafted Jonathan Abram the very next year. So Mike Morris says, shit, I stand corrected. I stand corrected, Mike. Shit. 29, shit. We were right there. We were right there. So I ain't trying to hear I'm not trying to hear shit. I ain't trying to hear no excuses. I ain't trying to hear no excuses because our defense, they were 29th. You know who was 30th? Do you know who was ranked 30th, though? The Chargers were ranked 29th, but do you know who was ranked 30th in defense? He says he took the Raiders to the playoffs. The Raiders, you know how hard that is? And I always got to make this argument, is that think about Derek Carr's 8 years with the Raiders. Think about this. The Chargers are 29th, the Raiders are 30th. Exactly, Troy. The Raiders were 30th, and we made the fucking playoffs. But Herbert's great. Carr took the 30th ranked defense to the playoffs, had the worst defense, and probably had the least talented roster. But let's move on. The Raiders didn't make the playoffs since 2002 before drafting Carr. In his third year, after taking over the quarterback position, QB1, his rookie year, in his third year, he took the Raiders to the playoffs. It was a 12-4 season. Are you guys joking right now? Y'all act like y'all not Raider fans. Y'all act like y'all don't know who we play. Y'all act like y'all don't know what kind of seasons we have. In 2013, we went 4-12. In 2012, we were 4-12. In 2011, we were 8-8, 5-11. We were a poverty franchise, okay? 2014, we went 3-13 with 2 different head coaches. We went 7-9 the very next year. And then we went 12-4 in Derek Carr's third year as quarterback. We went 12-4, making the playoffs the first time in 14 years. We made the playoffs in Derek Carr's third year. We come back. He gets injured, of course. The fourth year, it wasn't great. We end up being 6-10 or 7-9. And then everything gets blown up. So out of Derek Carr's 8 years, how many years did we actually have a team that was supposed to make the playoffs? Think about it. Think about it. In 8 years, in Carr's total 8 years, in 2014, were we supposed to do anything in 2014 in Carr's rookie year? Can we be honest? Can we be honest? In 2014, were we going to do anything when we drafted him? Like, did we even have a team? Did we even have a team in 2015? You know what I mean? Like, think about it. I've been a Raiders fan since I can remember, probably around like the late 90s. around the late 90s. I've been a Raiders fan. I've been a Raiders fan since I've liked football my whole life. But obviously, when I was younger, I wasn't watching football as a 6-month-old. But my point is, I've been a Raiders fan a long time. I watched them in the Super Bowl, and ever since 2002, they've been garbage. Up until we got Carr, and then now we're starting to get over that hump. And it's like, bro, I don't want to. I just think it's funny, man. Like, out of the 8 years Carr's been our quarterback, we've probably had a team half that. 2016 and 2017, you could say, and then 2000. Shoot, since we've had Gruden, we've maybe had a team once, in my opinion, that shouldn't make the playoffs. 2014 trash, 2015 building, 16 overachieved, 17 regressed because of getting rid of Musgrave instead of K&G. 100%, bro. 100% agree. Couldn't have said it better. 24. We should have got rid of Ken Norton Jr. instead of Musgraves, bro. Musgraves was pushing us to be a good offense. K&G was holding us back, and our defense was looking like trash. But I think it's because Del Rio wanted to hold on to K&G, bro. And Del Rio, damn near hung himself when it came to that. But, I've been up here for a minute now, and I wanted to do a long live because I just haven't popped up in recent time. But I appreciate everybody that did pull up, yo. This was fun. Had a little debate in the midst of everything. But the fact that y'all pulled up, we was able to have fun and talk our shit. I appreciate everybody. Shout out everybody that joined the live, that was able to pull up. Agent Red, I see you, bro. Watch Raider in the building. Paulette, I see you. Tickler pulled up on us. Cash Lord pulled up on the stream. Appreciate you, Teen Raider, Raider Black, everybody that pulled up, man. Shin, all y'all. If y'all can, make sure to hit that like button if you didn't already on the way, y'all. Make sure to follow the kid on Instagram and Twitter so I can interact with y'all more. Subscribe if I haven't subscribed, yo. So go ahead and subscribe. AJ Simpson says it was a fun show. I had fun as well, brother. I had fun as well. I appreciate y'all having fun with me, man. Until next time, y'all ready to take.